$100 per click. Did you hear that?
It looks good. If you could find this down. Yeah.
And welcome everybody to another game here at Nelson Stadium. Peter Young along with Joe McMahon, and we are set for today's Frontier Conference matchup between the Fighting Saints of Carroll College and the Mountaineers of Eastern Oregon. Carroll coming into this one, Joe, with a 3-1 record overall, ranked 4th in the nation. Eastern coming in on the flip side of that coin at 1-3 in conference, 1-4 overall. A bit of a disappointing start to the season for the Mountaineers. They had certainly higher hopes. Carroll so far this year, we were talking about it just a few minutes before we came on the broadcast, that a couple plays here and there, and they're 1-3 as well.
Exactly. I mean, when you look at the stats, what you see as these two teams coming in are two teams that are, Eastern Oregon probably has the edge in the defensive and offensive stats for sure. Carroll offensively has struggled all year long. They struggled in their last game, which was a win down in Dillon. They scored 10 points, and that's not a lot. You usually don't win in the Frontier Conference, but their defense held Western to 9. So they found a way to win in their victories, but it's never been easy for Carroll College. And Eastern Oregon has just been a play or two away. I mean, they lose a thriller to Rocky Mountain their last time out too, Peter. So both these teams have been in close ball games all the way through.
If you're watching the broadcast and you're not in your living room or in your office somewhere in Helena, and you're out of the area, yeah, eat your heart out, because it is sunny. There's not a cloud in the sky, and it's about 80 degrees.
Yeah,
it is a beautiful day.
Couldn't paint it any better than what we're looking at right here. This is they pay us to sit here for 3 hours and look at this. It's a pretty good gig.
So it is a gorgeous day, and we are thankful that you're going to tune in and enjoy this game with us. So we're working on the coin toss right now. Carroll is in the home purple. The Mountaineers have won the toss. They are in the away white, and they will receive the football to start things off here at Nelson Stadium. You take a look at the schedule, Joe, and then you take a look at the Frontier Conference standings. So Carroll sits atop at 3-1 along with Tech, Western, and Southern Oregon. Well, Carroll's played all those teams. They lost to Tech, beat Western, and beat Southern. Then you look at the bottom bracket, bottom half of the conference. You got Northern, who's winless, then Eastern Oregon and College of Idaho with 1 win. Carroll has yet to play those teams. So the schedule is certainly looking healthy for the Saints. The roster, Joe, is not.
The roster's getting slim. I will tell you this, at the team meal, they're serving less and less because fewer kids are there. I mean, we found out today Connor Phone's not going to play today. So he was their deep threat, the true freshman, the kid that was really coming on for them after they lose Simak and Griffith at the receiver position. It's just one injury after another. Ryan Walsh is back today, but he missed the last game. And experienced running back. This is a team that's averaging a career low for Van Diest offensively in their rushing attack. There's just really has not been an attack. They ran the ball for under 100 yards against Western and won last 2 weeks ago.
Well, the guy to keep your eye on for the Mountaineers is number 7, Jace Billingsley, their senior out of Winnemucca, Nevada. He is back deep to receive. The guy does it all for the Mountaineers, one of the best athletes in the conference. He is their leading rusher and their leading receiver.
Calvin Connor's back there with him as well, but yeah, he's an outstanding athlete. And looking forward to watching him play as well as their quarterback. Should be a good game.
We are underway. A high kick deep at the 4-yard line. It is fielded by the Mountaineers, and this is going to be a nice return for Eastern Oregon to start the game. It is not Billingsley.
It's Calvin Connors.
It is a stiff arm by Calvin Connors, number 9, the sophomore.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Calvin's dad Bart played here at Carroll years back, and Calvin has come back to haunt Carroll. He is a big return, and the special teams coach for Carroll is none other than the head coach, Mike Van Diest. He helps out with that a lot too. We got a penalty flag right in front of us, Peter.
One play and one flag down, right about midfield. Officials are discussing it, and this one may come back. Well, during that run back, it was kind of exciting, and you're following the play, and you get caught up in the action. And I kind of thought Connors did get somebody's face mask.
Yeah, reached out stiff arm and grabbed somebody by the face mask. So it's a spot foul. They'll back it up. So the Mountaineers should end up with great field position to start this game.
Well, you helped illustrate the point that I usually make on any given Saturday afternoon with a Frontier Conference football game. It's an extended family reunion.
Yes, it is.
So Connors,
Bart
father
Connors,
played here.
Yep, he did. He's from Glasgow. He's a friend of my brother's, and we see him quite often in the summer. They vacation in Montana still.
So it is still, you're right, Joe, great field position. They're going to start this drive on the 37.
Yeah. And let's see what Carroll can do defensively. They've been steady, been able to come up with big stops when they needed them, but they've given up a lot of yards this year.
They haven't given up a lot of yards, but again, the point should be brought up. They've played some of the best offenses in the conference
and
so
they're
far.
3-1, some way, somehow.
Bartlow's going to hand off on first down. They give it to Billingsley. Billingsley finds a seam, stretches it out. Pretty close to a first down.
Gets run out of bounds, but a nice job. You saw him hesitate as he got to the corner and then accelerate as the corner opened up. And it took James Dowgan, the all-conference free safety, to come up and make that stop.
On the year, Carroll College is averaging 2.5 yards per rush. Billingsley on the year came in with almost 500 yards rushing himself.
They're going to get him the ball again.
Now they're going to throw it to him. Gets the first down, and gets tackled out of bounds by James Dowgan at the 50-yard line.
So Dowgan's made the first 2 tackles from a safety position, which means the offensive line for Eastern Oregon is getting off the ball and maintaining those blocks because it's the safety coming up making the plays.
Dowgan, the leading tackler for the Saints, coming into the game with 26 tackles, now make it 28. So 1st and 10, just underway. Thanks again for joining us. Just a great Saturday afternoon for college football.
So it looks like Carroll's going to bring 3 and cover with the rest.
Play action. They throw it. Another completion is made. Pretty close to another first down. Now, this is the kid that I was hoping would not catch a single pass all day long.
You're working on that last name?
You say it.
TJ.
I got TJ. Come on.
TJ caught the ball.
TJ's his first name.
Sekalu, maybe? We'll have to get that right before the end of the netcast here.
Esekielu?
Esekielu?
Federal Way, Washington, redshirt junior. Anyway, nice catch.
8 yards. Again, they've got second and short for the Mountaineers. They're moving the ball.
Carroll did a lot of this against Western down in Dillon, a bend but not break defense. But you can't keep doing that. That's playing with fire. They're going to hand it off to try and get that first down. A.J. Prom, I don't think he got it.
I don't either. He was pushed back quickly. I think that may have been Bo Myers in on that tackle.
Nice article today on the Game Day program on Bo Myers.
Yeah. Check that it was Durbin. Came up to me, but you're right. Myers found his way back to this team and got back out on the field this year after being injured.
And interesting, he had a route that somehow involved Idaho State, just like Reese Felton, their punter from last year.
Absolutely. 3rd and
1. Play coming in from the sideline. Billingsley the lone back. Now Barlow joins him.
Pistol formation. So many teams love to use this formation. No, on a short. There he
Billingsley
goes.
gets it. He's got a wide open field to run. Gets the first down and then some. Tackled at the 25-yard line. Now that is a huge hole for
An
Billingsley.
enormous hole. They changed that play at the line of scrimmage. They saw something in Carroll's alignment. Great job. Kudos to the Eastern Oregon coaches, Peter, because they picked it up right away and it opened up like a semi could drive through that. And Billingsley took advantage of it. First down, they're on the move.
Got a nice pipeline from Winnemucca to Eastern Oregon. A number of the players
Yes.
from that little rodeo town. A lot of great rodeo athletes come from Winnemucca. So 1st and 10 on the 26. Mountaineers with this opening drive been pretty impressive. And on the first down, that's going to be a tackle for a loss.
Yeah, Billingsley that time was met at the line of scrimmage by a couple of Saint defenders. Myers was there. He's one of the first ones to meet him, but this time they're looking at a 2nd and 10 instead of a 2nd and 2, which they were the last 2 times.
Folks, you may hear us say that quite a bit, a couple Carroll defenders, because as you're looking at the screen, can you read those numbers?
Ball's on the ground.
Fumble, ball on the ground. Barlow picks it up, going for the end zone, and nearly caught. What a wild play.
That was an incredible play. That ball should never have been even delivered. He was lucky to pick it up off the bounce, and he almost completed that pass to Deacon Starr, number 2. Lying on his back, just about made the grab. Third and long.
Third and 11.
And they may be in 4-down territory here. This would be a long field goal should they not convert here. I'd like to pick it up right here.
Maybe about a 43-yarder.
Yeah.
They're going to change the play again.
Change it again, Carroll, with a 3-man rush.
Same formation.
They're going to drop 8. Backers are up near the line of scrimmage.
2 for 2 so far on 3rd down.
There they go.
Barlow's going to run it.
Yep.
He's going to slide short of the first down. He drops down at about the 20. Not exactly a graceful slide. So now you got yourself a decision,
37er.
Joe, because
Yep.
it's a makeable field goal. It's also 3rd and short.
It is. And it looks like they're going to keep their offense on the field. So
Yeah, they got the tight end coming in.
Haven't
That's
checked.
Logan Darien.
I haven't checked the statistics as to how successful their place kicker has been this year, but this is stretching it a little bit for most kickers in the Frontier Conference.
They're going for it. First 4th down of the game if they're going to go for it.
4th and about 4.
Screen pass.
Great
Billingsley
call.
has it. Has first down. Nifty cut inside the
Yep.
15. Taken down at the 11. That kid is good.
A great cut. You're right. He started to the outside, saw something, cut to the inside enough to get that first down. And one of the linebackers for Carroll came up and made that tackle. I believe that was Durbin.
You know, they love to get Billingsley the ball anywhere. The handoff, the screen pass,
Yep, they
throw
use it.
on the flat. It's almost like a situation with basketball where you go boxing one on a kid.
Mm-hmm.
They got to get a body on Billingsley. So 1st and 10 from the 11.
One of the best in the Frontier Conference, no doubt.
10:22 and counting left in the first quarter. Again, opening drive of the ball game. No score. Handoff, Billingsley straight ahead, runs into his own teammate. Still manages to get a few yards on first down.
Yeah, that'll slow you down. We'll give him 2.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 8. Time on the clock, just under 10 minutes.
Carroll usually 3 down linemen defensively.
Great
Right.
shot from our camera crew from the end zone. You can see the play develop. Barlow, nowhere to go. Good defense by the Saints. He switches
Boys using his
directions.
legs.
Now he's going to run with it.
That was all
And
Zach
he
Barlow.
got in.
Yep.
Or was he out of bounds?
They're signaling touchdown.
That's a
Stat
touchdown.
judge says it's a touchdown run of about 13 yards. What a play!
That's his 4th rushing touchdown of the season.
So he goes in from 14 yards out or 13 yards out, reverses the field. Great coverage by the secondary for Carroll, but whoever was assigned to keep track of him lost him in the traffic.
You know, the pursuit wasn't there for the backside.
So it looks like Mark David on to attempt the extra point out of Spokane, Washington.
And that's good. No win to speak of. And that's our first score of the ball game. So at 9:32 to go in the first quarter, it is 7-0. The Mountaineers on top with Carroll. And that was a nice long, 5.5 minute drive. So the Carroll offense has yet to see the field today.
all set up by that Calvin Connors kickoff return that got him great field position, backed up 15 yards due to that face mask, but they still started near the 40-yard line, so great field position to start it, but they went right down. Their first, I mean, obviously you script that first series, Peter, and they did, and it was successful. Their first couple of plays, they run off 9 yards.
But you know, you talk about that first drive being scripted. You brought up the point, and I think you're right. They changed the play at the line of scrimmage 2 or 3 times on that drive.
They did, right? They would they break the huddle quickly. They're at the line of scrimmage, and then oftentimes they may not even huddle, and they're looking over to the sideline. Their coaches are looking to see what Carroll's going to do defensively, and then they adjust from there. Great adjustments made. These two teams obviously have studied nothing but film. They both had 2 weeks to prepare. So,
good point. Bye week for the entire conference, and even with that bye week, Southern Oregon and Carroll both moved up in the national rankings. Well, Carroll did. I think Southern stayed at 2.
I believe they did, yes.
The Carrolls went from 6 to 4.
And Southern with their hands full down in Dillon today.
Yeah, some other really good games in the conference today. Southern at Western, and then Tech is at Rocky Mountain in Billings. Line drive, fielded at the 5-yard line.
This is Walsh.
Finds a seam and tripped up at about the 26-yard line, so good starting field position for Carroll. And the offense, which has been anemic in the ground game, Joe, we went from a couple All-Americans with Demery and Rinker to a running back core that just can't get it done.
No, last weekend or 2 weeks ago in Dillon, it was 14 carries for 28 yards for Dylan Green, and he was their leading rusher, and that's hard to believe. They're talking about Carroll football.
As a team, Carroll 341 yards on the season rushing, half as many as this next worst rushing team in the conference.
It was Ryan Gregory with that return, not Walsh.
Roche is taken down. They're going to call that down.
Yep.
And that will be a sack.
He didn't have a
was
lot of
behind the line
time.
of scrimmage. He was already running, but we'll credit the Mountaineers for a sack.
Yeah, Tucker Stanley applying the pressure that time for the Mountaineers. They lose 2 yards.
Mac Roach has been effective this year, but it's been a different year for him in terms of the numbers. Last year, 4 interceptions all year. This year he's got 8.
Yeah, he's carrying the load offensively for him right now, and he needs some help. He's looking for help from his running game. He needs that go-to receiver. He had him for a while, and then he got hurt.
Handoff on 2nd and 12. They're going to get a few of that back, but now you're looking at a 3rd long. And it's really hard to develop a running game when you put yourself in an obvious passing situation.
Yes, time in and time out. Because the defense knows. They'll sit back and wait.
So I have not seen Connor Phone out there, have you?
No, and I didn't see him warm up.
But doesn't look like he's there.
So Ryan Walsh picks up 3 yards on that carry. He'll stay in the backfield, but no, I don't think Phone's going to hit the field today. That's too bad. He's their deep threat. He's the one that caught the ball that won the game against Rocky here 3 weeks ago. A thriller.
3rd and 10. Nobody open.
Nope.
Plenty of time.
Lots of time to throw the ball.
Now he throws it sideline, and I think he was out of bounds. Yep.
Yeah, coming back for the football, as he should, was Gustafson, their backup quarterback, who's now in there playing some receiver, one of their backup quarterbacks. He came back for the ball, but he was out of bounds.
So that will stop the clock. It's 7:56 left in the first quarter. We know we don't have a graphic up, folks, with the clock. I will try and do my best to give you the time, down, and distance. So it's now 4th and 10. Ball still on the 27. So a sputtering drive is the answer that Carroll has after that impressive opening drive for the Mountaineers.
3 plays and they accumulate a yard. That's it. Now they're going to punt the football away and get their defense back on the field, and hopefully adjustments have been made by Coach Van Diest. Obviously, he's very good at that.
Great punt.
Boomer.
Dylan Torgerson pins Eastern Oregon back to about the 11-yard line, and good special teams coverage.
Yep, great coverage.
Making up for that
time.
first kickoff.
Yeah. That was Calvin Connors with that return again. But that time Calvin had no place to go.
So a timeout on the field, 7:44 left in the first quarter. It's 7-0 Eastern Oregon, and they will have the ball. We're going to take a quick pause. Stay with us. So thanks for that break, folks. Still 7-0, 7:44 to go. And out of the timeout, it's 1st and 10 on the 23-yard line for the Mountaineers. That opening drive, very successful and impressive. And this Carroll defense, that's the first touchdown they've given up in a couple weeks.
Yep, and Eastern Oregon made it look pretty easy. They went right down the field.
Play action. Barlow rolling to his left, nobody open. Now he's going to go deep.
Wide
Had a
open.
wide open receiver.
Who stopped
Gabe
running.
Giacchi, the tight end, just stopped running.
Yep, Giacchi was open. He was running. Barlow saw him. He threw the football, and then his tight end stopped.
Gabe is going to watch the game film of that and cringe.
He keeps running the route. He's in the end zone right now. Yeah, the guns.
Oh my goodness.
They're lining up for an extra point.
He's a big target, 6'2", 230, out of Bend, Oregon. So it's 2nd and 10. Fighting Saints dodged a bullet on that one.
Yes, they did. Carroll kind of lifeless. Look at them. They're defensively. I mean, they're in position. They're ready to go, but there's not a lot of fire at the moment.
Billingsley, nowhere to go. Bounces off one would-be tackler.
What a great job that
And
time.
ball's
Ball's
loose.
out. Carroll's got it.
And it is
Okay,
Carroll
yeah.
football.
Huge turnover. And I think I just said something about Carroll kind of lackadaisical. They're kind of, that changed. One play. Ball on the ground, and here they come.
Changes momentum just like that.
It does.
That's the 3rd fumble lost on the season for Eastern Oregon. Of note, Carroll has not lost a fumble this whole year.
Nope. 6 interceptions. But
Well, isn't it amazing how quickly the game can turn around?
yeah, just like that. Now Carroll's got a golden opportunity here. Their offense is just on the field just a few moments ago looked pretty anemic. Let's see what happens here.
They have just simply found a way this whole year to get wins. It hasn't been pretty.
Green is lined up behind Roach, who's up under center.
They've been thrown to the tight end a lot more this year. They go to the right. Good
Green.
defense by the Mountaineers.
Yeah, great pursuit to the ball. So Green's trying to run that stretch where he works his way along that line, looks for an opening, and slides through. And
We've been spoiled of these last few years. You know, when we watched that play,
Yeah.
and you would just see big Chance Demery bolting through there, or Rinker would take his time and then explode through, and
yeah,
it's just not happening this year.
stretch, and off they went. Yep. Yeah, it's a little different this year in that. Mac Roach has had to handle a lot more offensively.
2nd and 9 on the 21. 6:50 to go, first quarter. It's been going quick. They're going to try it again.
It's Walsh.
And not much doing. Good pursuit by that Mountaineer defense, number 29. That is Adam Beasy.
Yeah.
Trying to strip the ball.
Senior out of Kent, Washington, just flowed with the play, and as soon as Walsh made the move to step through, he was there waiting for him. So it's 3rd and 5 for Carroll. Big play here. I mean, they are in field goal range, but they need to answer that Eastern Oregon touchdown and take advantage of this turnover their defense got for them.
With 5 plays on offense, they've gotten, 6 yards?
Yeah.
Here we go, 3rd and 5. 6:10 to go, first quarter. 2 backs. Roach in the shotgun. Here comes pressure. Still has time. Open receiver.
Gustafson.
And into the end zone.
Tanner Gustafson, the backup quarterback, now used as a receiver. And he connects with them. So they're making it up as they go along, but it works. So they're in from 17 yards out.
And I believe that's his first reception of the season.
Yeah,
His
they
career,
don't throw him very
probably.
much. No, he's usually over here getting ready in case Roach gets hurt.
So Carroll answers. It's 7-6. 5:56 to go in the first quarter.
But that's where they're at, Peter. I mean, they are so low on their depth chart right now at the receiver and the skill positions that they got backup quarterbacks running routes.
And it is good. So it's a 7-7 ball game. Just under 6 minutes to go here in the first quarter. We're always given what's called a 2 deep. And the 2 deep has the first string and second string that helps us, figure out who's making what plays on offense.
Carroll's this week's called a 1 shallow, right?
And Tanner Gustafson's name
Is he in there?
is not on this
You don't
sheet.
see
No,
him
there he is. He is second string wide receiver. So there you
Well,
go.
he wasn't there the last 3 weeks, I can tell you that. I mean, he came here to play quarterback. They list him as a quarterback. That's his goal, to become the next Mac Roach when Mac moves on. But right now, they need him on the field. You have to when you get to this point, you got to get your athletes on the field.
Yep.
So anybody you got left, it's next man up, and they've been doing that a lot, going deeper and deeper.
Well, good point about athletes. I had a conversation with Coach Van Diest last fall. I have a little website, by the way, peterbyoung.com, and I do a little tip of the week, and I gather advice and wisdom and tips from coaches and players. And Coach Van Diest's tip, Joe, I thought was fascinating. Here's a guy that's made a living coaching football. He's very successful. But he says, I tell all these kids, make sure you play more than one sport. I said, really? He said, yeah, you want kids to hear more than one voice, learn how to be competitive, be athletic, and have other friends and be more well-rounded. So he tells all these high school kids, play more than one sport. And he lets a lot of his kids play more than one sport at Carroll.
Yes.
Bo Meyer does track and field.
Yeah, that's very true. Yep. They recruit athletes and they go from there. Sometimes, I mean, it's not uncommon for kids to come out of high school and change positions when they get here because Carroll will find the place where they best fit for them, but they're recruiting an athlete is what they're getting.
Nate Heinrichs was a tight end.
Yep.
Hardly ever got the ball for 3 years at Carroll. He's now defensive end this
He's
year.
helping them out, right.
So 7-0. That was a major, major turnover by the Mountaineers.
Yeah.
And Carroll was back on their heels, and now it's tied up.
Yeah, and it was interesting because Billingsley just really turned the corner, got met. It wasn't a huge hit. Somebody just reached in and knocked it loose, and I didn't see who did it.
Well, they go right back to Connors, surprisingly.
Yeah, they like to give him the ball.
And he's got it inside the end zone. Coming out,
There
changing
goes Calvin.
direction, shakes the tackler, and brought down just inside the 20.
At some point, I'll tell you a story about Calvin. He went camping with us one summer with my brother and his friend and his kids. And that kid can eat, I can tell you that. And he was 9 at the time. I said, Calvin, buddy.
That's why you go hunting, right?
That's right.
To get the kids some meat.
Either that or he didn't eat dinner the night before because I was cooking hotcakes as fast as he could eat them. I was impressed. Good kid.
So 1st and 10, they spotted on the 19. This is the third possession now for the Mountaineers. 1 touchdown, 1 fumble. Bartlow 3 of 5 so far on the day. But he does have that 1 rushing touchdown.
And Billingsley's handled the ball 5 times for 23 yards, so he's effective right off the bat.
Time to throw. Now the pocket collapses. Pass is made to Billingsley, and there's your flag. I think you could see it. They got a hold of that face mask.
Yeah, they're going to get number 34 for Carroll. That's Tucker Johnson.
Was that 34 or 24? I thought that was Cole. No?
I think it's 34. He's coming off right here. In fact, he's coming off the field.
Yeah, okay,
It
you're
is
right.
30. It's Tucker. He's a backup defensive back. And his hands were up high. Yeah, so they got him on a personal foul. When he reached up, Billingsley ducked. And he just grabbed. And that's what happens sometimes, but it's a first down for the Mountaineers.
First penalty of the game for Carroll, right? So both teams have been fairly clean.
Yeah.
You've had the 1 penalty on the kickoff
The opening
return
kickoff.
for Mountaineers.
Yes.
5:30 and counting. It's 1st and 10. They're now on the 34. 5 wide receivers. They're going to sling it out. And he's going to run.
Yeah, he can go.
Oh, nice open field
Great
tackle.
tackle.
Stiff arm right at the 35. Well, that is the second time here this first quarter, Joe, that Bartlow really does not have a whole lot of great lateral movement. He gets in front of a defender, and he can't make that quick move.
No, Adam DeBrucker was the kid who came up and made that tackle out of Shoto, Montana, and what a great open field tackle it was. But you're right, he does not have that. But he's smart. He won't he won't just wing it down field and try and fit one in. Takes care of the ball.
4:40 to go, first quarter. 2nd and 8. Billingsley in motion.
Here
They
he
give it to
comes.
for the sweep.
Jet sweep.
Yeah, nice
Great
defensive
job.
pursuit by
Wow.
Carroll.
So Carroll,
Galvin in there again.
yeah, he came up, but he wasn't the first one this time. He had some help. The defensive linemen were flowing with that football, and the big guy right there, who is that number?
That's 96, Jackson Marsh.
Yeah, he was
That's
right
your
there.
freshman?
Yeah, made a good stop.
So 3rd and 8. And the crowd here at Nelson Stadium starting to find their voice. Again, 5 receivers. Bartlow going deep.
Oh,
Has a
man,
man
wide
wide
open.
open.
Oh, just missed
Just over his hands.
That was number 4, or no, it's number, Bartlow is number 4, number 9?
Boy, that is the second time you've got a Mountaineer offensive player deep behind the Carroll secondary.
Yep. They should have
Somebody got burned.
That's number 8, TJ Escalou again, running that route.
Can we just call him TJ at this point?
Thomas Joseph probably, I'm guessing. I don't know. But yeah, TJ works. We'll have to figure that out.
3:48 left from the first. So 4th and 8. Mountaineers to punt, rugby style. Caught at the 35.
Gregory.
The 25.
Great coverage that time.
Not much of a return.
Nope. They were right there waiting for him. Number 39 leading the way. Cody Bartlett, the defensive back.
Gregory has
Finley,
had a
Washington.
nice year, Joe, averaging over 12 a return.
Yeah, he stepped in and filled that position nicely for Carroll on special teams. And he's had lots of experience playing for Carroll as a defensive back, but this is the first year he's returned kicks.
So Mac Roach on the day 1 for 2, and that one completion, a touchdown to his backup, Tanner Gustafson. So it's 1st and 10 on the 27. They fake the sweep.
Yeah, it's the Wildcat. Going to say
and
Roach
is going to keep it.
No, Roach was split wide.
he
to
not
the
even
right.
in there?
He was. Oh, it was Mac. You're
It
right.
was Troy Arnson who went in motion.
It was Troy.
Well, we have seen a little bit of everything from Coach Van. He's kind of throwing the kitchen sink out there with all these injuries. Give it a shot,
Yeah,
right?
you got to get creative. And Nick Hallett, the offensive coordinator, plenty of experience to draw from to do just that.
Just over 3 left,
You
first
gotta
quarter.
Find the talent that doesn't have a cast on their leg that's left and get them the ball.
Screen pass to the running
Walsh.
back. Nice play. Well designed and another first down for Carroll.
Yep. Walsh with the catch with the tackle, number 1. He was out there. John Payne pursued nicely across the field, but Carroll College with a first down. They're moving the football.
Well, with Connor Foam not suited up today,
Yeah.
the 2 leading receivers for the Carroll offense right now
Yep.
are a running back and a tight end.
And Connor Polson, we haven't seen him, the true freshman running back, yet. He's one that they have high hopes. He's standing down here. He's in uniform. He's the one that caught that touchdown pass in that game against Southern Oregon, his very first play as a true freshman.
So 1st and 10 on the 42. There's still plenty of time left in the first, just over 2 minutes to go.
That's Walsh.
Walsh with the carry. And taken down from behind, and they're going to have another flag.
Yeah.
Or scholar.
Yeah, number 49 grabbed him by the back of the.
That's their leading tackler, Gary Poston.
Yeah, Poston. He grabbed him by the back of the shoulder pads and just pulled him down. And boy, Ryan Walsh hurt his knee almost at that same spot on the field in that game against Rocky Mountain College. In a similar type play late in the game. So you cringe when you see a kid go down like that with the knee tucked underneath him like that, Peter. Boy, that can do some damage, but he popped up, but he's ready to go. I'll tell you what, there's been some busy people on campus, a lot of construction going on here, but the athletic trainers for the football team, these guys are working overtime.
So it's 1st and 10 on the 38, 1:58 to go first quarter.
Empty backfield this time.
Got 5 wide receivers.
They're bringing 5 guys.
I don't know about that play.
There-
Pretty good defense
late
by the
flag right
Mountaineers,
there.
but they're going to
There
get
it
a late
is.
flag.
See
There
it?
it is.
Yeah, it was late coming in from behind, and number 27
That's
for
Byron Benson.
Yeah, Brian, he's pleading his case. Do you see that?
Well, he
saying that-
ran through somebody to get to that ball.
Yeah, he did.
And,
It was interesting though that the Mountaineers rushed 6 guys that time. They're coming after him, and Roach, being the experienced quarterback he is, he saw it and got rid of it quickly.
That is 2 straight penalties on
Oh
the
boy!
Mountaineers.
Ouch. This is kind of how the Mountaineers have gone. I mean, they're a solid football team. They just can't seem to get a break. Plenty of football left to be played. But this is a team that had Southern Oregon on the ropes again this year and couldn't put them away. Ended up losing that game. Lost, again, a heartbreaker 2 weeks ago to Rocky. They're a good team.
So 1st and 10 on the 28, play action.
that
Somebody is
wide
wide
open
open.
ball.
Catch is made at the 15. That's a great open field tackle by John Payne.
Great tackle because Ryan Walsh is heading to the end zone.
But boy,
Nicely-
did Roach sell that fake.
He did. Nicely designed play by Hallett, and yeah, you're exactly right. Roach carried that out. He had the entire defense shifting his way. You could see from where we were what was going on down below, but the defense didn't pick it up.
So Payne saves the tackle, the touchdown for now.
Yep.
It's 1st and 10 on the 13 again. Carroll knocking on the door. They can get a first down without scoring. Roach with time, looking into the end zone, has a receiver who stumbled. The pass went high.
Miscommunication. I think that was Troy Arnson on that route. Kind of threw it to his outside shoulder, too deep into the corner of the end zone. So Carroll, another opportunity here.
That stops the clock with 1:12 left. So two stiff penalties have aided this drive for Carroll.
And we talk about them putting their athletes on the field. It's amazing to see that they're putting in their backup quarterbacks, etc. I just saw Ryan Gregory check in it as a receiver.
Here comes pressure.
There he is.
Pass is made, and another touchdown.
Ryan Gregory.
Ryan Gregory.
Ryan Gregory, defensive back to wide receiver.
Ryan Gregory's returning punts, defensive back, receiver.
Yep. And they had no plans to put this kid at receiver when the fall practice opened. He was a defensive back and return man. But again, the injuries have forced them to do some things. And again, you got to tip your hat to Nick Holler. He's finding the guys, and he's stealing them from Coach Van Dies's defense if he needs to. You know? I'm sure he had to ask permission, but it worked for him. When he checked in, they had a play in mind for him.
Well, he was open too.
Wide open.
Wide open.
Just drag pattern across the field, and they didn't cover him. It's good.
So 2 straight scores for the Fighting Saints after being down 7-0. Their first possession on offense was dismal. And then that fumble turned things around. 14-7, 106 to go here in the first. We'll take a brief timeout. Well, we're checking, folks, but we think the 2 catches today for touchdowns were for athletes here at Carroll who their first catch ever was a touchdown. Tanner Gustafson, the backup QB, and Gregory, the defensive back.
Yeah, you're starting defensive back return man. So when you drop a game plan, you got to find the guys that can make it work. It's get the ball to your athletes and let them make plays, and that's what they're doing.
Mountaineers going to bring it out.
Calvin Connors.
Another nice return for Connors out to about the 27-yard line. Now, was that TJ?
No, that was, it's Calvin Connors, number 9.
Connors, okay.
Yep.
So he gives them good field position here. There's enough time to mount something before the end of the quarter. They quartered that for the first 5 minutes.
Yeah.
First 5 easily was dominated by Eastern Oregon.
Mm-hmm.
The last 9
They had
minutes
momentum.
All Carroll.
Opening kickoff went right down the field. Calvin's dad, Bart, I mentioned he played here. He's actually in the Carroll Football Hall of Fame. He was one of the best defensive backs back in the mid-'80s, late 80s.
So it's 1st and 10 on the 27, 1:01 left in the first.
There goes
TJ in motion, or Connors in motion.
Connors, yeah.
Somebody's wide open.
Wow.
Wide
I
open
mean,
receiver number 15. That's
word.
Skylar Williams. Jukes the defender. And finally taken down at the 20-yard line.
Number 19.
That one complete, but that's the 3rd time, Joe,
Greg
that
Tucker.
we've had a Mountaineer receiver wide open.
It looked like the guy came off the Carroll sideline because nobody was close to him. Unbelievable. Somebody blew a coverage. You're right. Williams was running free. And had it not been for number 19 getting back there quickly, Tucker, to make that tackle, we might have had a tie ball game right now.
Well, Williams not one of their top receivers,
No.
not even in the top 5, but that's a big gain for him. They're going to hand it off on first down, and a good job initially by Carroll, but Billingsley's hard to tackle.
He broke 2 tackles behind the line of scrimmage and kept turning his legs. It looked like dust in the rink around that play.
Tucker Johnson had the first shot at him.
Yep. So Carroll, poor tackling that time.
10 seconds on the play clock. They're going to try and get one more play in here at the end of the first quarter. They were spotted at the 16-yard line. Clock down to 3. To 1, and they're not going to get it off.
Quarter.
And I don't know if the center saw that. So that will do it for the first quarter. 14-7, the six-time national champion Fighting Saints on top. They've scored 2 straight touchdowns. We'll take a pause on this beautiful sunny day here at Nelson Stadium. Second quarter coming up. Now ready for the second quarter here at Nelson Stadium. Peter Young along with Joe McMahon. What are you guessing the temperature is, Joe?
It's in the lower 80s. That's the forecast for today, and I'd say it's pretty close right now. And are you talking about in this booth that we're sitting in?
I was just going to say, what do you guess it is in our booth?
Double that.
100,
and,
110, 115?
We're sitting in a conventional oven here is what I'm thinking. Carroll College, Mac Roach is total rushing yards for the team, I should say, is 14 yards. Roach is 4 of 6 for 57 yards through the air and 2 touchdowns.
So after that long pass play to Williams, you've got the Mountaineers inside the red zone. Bardlow, kind of an odd-looking fake, hands it off to Billingsley, who is stacked up after a gain of about 2. Excuse me. So that brings up a big third down.
Huge third down right here. Carroll wants to get him stopped. A late substitution.
We have yet to see either team try a field goal on that. 3rd and 4 from the 14.
Carroll 4 down linemen this time.
Mountaineers did convert on 4th down, and that's when Bartlett scored the TD. 3rd and 4 from the 14.
Carroll 4 down linemen this time.
He faked to Billingsley into the end zone.
Kickoff.
Intercepted.
Nice job in the corner there. Great job. Is that Dowgan?
If it is, that's his 3rd of the season, 4th for the team.
I think it is James Dowgan. Yeah, it is.
Yeah, 4th interception for the team this year and the 3rd for Dowgan.
What a great job. He just played that perfectly. He waited, and stepped in front of the receiver. He watched the quarterback's eyes, and unfortunately, Bartlow, he locked onto that receiver from the snap.
Well, you can't shoot yourself in the foot this many times and win a ball game. You got 2 turnovers for the Mountaineers, fumble and an interception, and some pretty big penalties.
Yeah, big penalties for them on that last drive in their favor that moved the ball down the field, and they couldn't take advantage of it.
So 4:17 to go in the first half. 1st and 10 on the 20 for the Saints. They hand it off right side.
It's Dylan Green.
And a nice game, about 5. We haven't seen that very often.
No, that's Dylan's best run of the day. He now 3 carries for about 9 yards.
So clock running under 14 to go. He's spotted at the 26-yard line, so we'll call it 2nd and 4. Trips to the right of Roach.
They'll rush.
He's going to keep it.
Yep.
Trips to the right of Roach.
They'll rush.
He's going to keep it.
Yep.
Not much doing on 2nd down.
He's done more and more of that this year, certainly a lot more than last year. Obviously, they need to augment their running game, so they turn to him from time to time.
Tucker Stanley, number 47, in on the tackle for the Mountaineers. So it brings up a 3rd and 4. 13 minutes to go here in the first half.
So yeah, we mentioned it's 80-some degrees on the field, 100 and something in this box. It's so warm. This beetle here next to me, he's sunbathing. See him? He just turned over.
Yeah.
He's just getting the underside.
He's giving up the ghost. Buddy.
Yeah, he's done.
You got receivers stacked on either side. One lone back.
Here come pressure. They're going to bring some backers.
Time for Roach. He's had a lot of time today. Has an open receiver, and that's another Carroll first down.
Yeah, is that Troy?
That is a great catch.
Troy Arnson with the catch, a diving catch, and kudos to the Carroll offensive line, Peter, for giving him the time. They picked up the backers that were coming, bringing some pressure, and the offensive line picked it up right away.
You got a couple seniors on that offensive line. Bloom, the center, Josh James, left tackle, Ryan Armstrong, the right tackle.
We have not seen them throw the ball to their tight end, Dawson Osborne, yet.
14
Or Eric
catches on the
Dawson,
season coming in. He's had a good year.
Eric Dawson, excuse me. As I say that, McGree, the other tight end, checks in.
Play action. They're going to go right to him. Catch is made, and he takes a big shot at the 40-yard line, and that's the fellow that had the penalty earlier,
Yeah.
Byron Benson.
He can lay a lick on you.
He licked him
Well, I'll
good.
tell you what, Eric Dawson catches his first ball of the game, and he's going to remember that one.
Now, was that Dawson or McGree?
Now, that was Dawson who did a double tight. That was 48 that took that ball.
Yeah, Dawson's 6'1", 240. He's not a little guy.
That was a collision.
Those two are lined up right next to each other as well on the far side of your screen. 2nd and long. Here comes pressure, and Benson gets his hand on the pass. He has had a nice game.
Yeah, they're trying to flip it out here to Ryan Walsh. They had a screen set up. They had a lineman out in front of them along with their tight end, Dawson. He just didn't get the ball up high enough over that defender. And number 27 made a great play.
He's one of the many players that come out of that Seattle-Tacoma area from Kent, Washington. You got a couple guys from Kent, and Bellevue, Seattle.
A lot of guys out of Nevada, Washington area, Idaho for this team. I don't know if there's a single kid from Montana.
A quick peruse down their roster, my friend. I do not see
I didn't
anybody.
see any either, but I glanced quickly before the game.
3rd and 7, just under 12 to go in the half. Again, plenty of time.
Wide
Open
open.
receiver,
Yep.
and that's another first down right at midfield.
Troy Arnson again.
Allie Kesey with the tackle. And not
So-
before a first down.
2 big catches for Troy on this drive, and they're starting to go to him more and more. The redshirt freshman from Helena High School.
Came in with 12 catches on the season, just over 100 yards.
Ryan Gregory back in the game at receiver. Just moments ago, caught his first pass, and it was for a touchdown.
Eleven minutes to go in the first half. Isn't it amazing, boy, that first few drives for Carroll, defense and offense, they just looked so lethargic.
They're
Now
going
they
deep.
got all the
Same
momentum
kid.
going deep.
Gregory. Yeah. And he had
Wait
him.
for Gregory.
He had him. He was an out and up, and Gregory put a move on that corner who bit, and he took off, but Roach couldn't deliver the ball, but Ryan Gregory was running free in the secondary.
And that may be one of the situations where even though Gregory had him beat, how many times have those two actually thrown to each other, right? And not very often. I mean,
No.
that takes a ton of practice to get the timing down.
He wasn't here in the summer running routes with Mac Roach. He was
Chase Fossum checks in now, freshman, true freshman out of Glasgow, the radiate. So they took that shot deep. It's now 2nd and 10.
But you got to do that to keep the defense honest. Nick Howlett wants to keep that defense stretched out a bit.
What he would like to do is keep that defense honest with some rushing
There's Walsh.
attempts that get some yardage.
What a great play by number 47. Tucker Stanley falling down, reached out, knocked, got a hand on Ryan Walsh's legs and knocked him down.
Out of Napavine, Washington. Have you ever heard of Napavine, or is it Napanavine?
You know, I don't I
Napanavine?
have
Napavine? Napavini?
not. Napa Vine, perhaps? I don't know.
Do I have the emphasis on the right syllable?
Tomato or
That
tomato?
is the question for
Yes.
everybody out of Napavine, Washington. So 3rd and 9, 10:20 to go, first half.
They got a stack on both sides. Looks like Dylan Green's going to stay in and help block. Now he'll leak out.
Plenty of time. And a dangerous pass.
Oh my gosh.
Another great defensive effort by Benson. Right there in coverage.
Yeah. Is that Gustafson he was trying to hit? Yep, it was Tanner Gustafson, the backup quarterback. They were trying to hit him on a little curl. 10
so
yards.
that once promising drive has fizzled out.
And you tip your hat to Eastern's defense. They made some adjustments and have slowed down this offense for Carroll and played mistake-free that time. No big penalties to keep the Carroll drive going.
Torgerson with one beautiful punt so far today. Now this one he's going to try and land it inside the 20.
Connors.
Fielded by Connors at the 15. Now it's a foot race to the outside. And he gets shoved out of bounds just inside the 30, but there is a flag down.
Job by Carroll defensively to pursue and get him before he got to the 30-yard line. We'll check the penalty.
Far side official threw it at about the 15. I did not see what he was looking at. Or did not see a penalty, I guess I should say. I saw what he was looking at.
Here's the call. Okay. John Payne got caught blocking in the back.
Block in the back, so half the distance to the goal line if you can't hear the PA mic, which you might not be able to. He's facing the other way. So that's going to put the Mountaineers at about the 8-yard line.
A couple of things, if I was Coach Van Diesen, would be a concern, and that is how easily the receivers for Eastern Oregon are getting open behind his secondary. We've seen it time and time again, Peter. And it's been different guys. It's not just one guy running away from everybody. Different routes, different guys, but they've routinely been open.
So a timeout on the field. Taking a look at some of the stats so far here, about midway through this second quarter. First downs are fairly even. Carroll with 8, Eastern Oregon with 7. Rushing attempts and yardage. Neither team really getting a whole lot done on the ground. You've got the fumble and the pick given up by the Mountaineers. And that's really probably the biggest story of the statistics.
Carroll has 101 total yards, 125 for the Mountaineers, so early on, pretty close.
Because that one interception was in the end zone. Mm-hmm. And then the fumble by the Mountaineers was deep in their own territory, so it stymied one potential scoring drive, and then the fumble
led to the
Carroll,
first one. Yeah.
Carroll easy scored.
Yeah.
So it's 9:54. 14-7 our score. First and 10 on the 8-yard line. Bartlow, 5 of 9 in the afternoon. He's got the one pick. Little screen pass, trying to get the ball to their best athlete, Billingsley. Does a nice job of following his blockers. And a nice gain on first down.
Ryan Gregory up to push him out of bounds, but well set up that time. Just a little bubble screen out to the right side. And they pick up 8 yards on that.
It's amazing how the game of football has really gravitated towards this, getting your smaller, quicker athletes the ball in space.
Yep.
And trying to make a move.
Yep. One guy misses and they can turn it into a big, big game.
So 2nd and 2. Just shy of the first down. Incomplete. Big hit.
Yeah, big hit.
Carroll secondary.
Yeah, number 19, Greg Tucker, came up and put the lick on him, but number 81 heard those footsteps before the contact was made, and he turned before the ball got there. Logan Darion out of Meridian, Idaho. Should have made the catch. Late substitution getting on the field is A.J. Prom. Still 15 seconds on that clock, so they've got plenty of time to get to the line of scrimmage, look over at their coaches, make sure they have what they want, and then snap the football.
3rd and 2. Billingsley with it. He's not going to get it. Stacked up at the 15-yard line.
No. Number 47. I'll check that number. One of the linebackers for Carroll stepped right into the hole and made a huge hit that time. I believe it was number 37 on that tackle for Carroll. Gus Summerfield. It was Summerfield from the defensive line position. But he was waiting for him, wrapped him up, and pushed him back.
So after that 8 yards on first down for Billingsley, they got nothing on the next two. So punting situation. And back to receive at about the 45-yard line for Carroll.
Fair catch.
And that is going to be Gregory with the fair catch about the 41. So excellent field position for Carroll with 8:34 left in the first half. So it's 1st and 10 for the Saints on the 42-yard line. 8:34 to go here in the first half. It was 7-0. The Mountaineers on top after an impressive opening drive to start the game off. And then Carroll were 3 and out. And then the wheels kind of came off the bus for the Mountaineers. They had a fumble and an interception. And the Saints have scored 2 straight. And they have the ball back. 3 timeouts. They got plenty of time to mount another drive and get some more points on the board. Roche, the keeper.
Run down from behind by one of the linemen. Number 93 stayed with him and made the tackle, but Roach picks up pretty good yardage on that carry. That was Zach Lacey with the stop.
So 2nd and 4, just over 8 left. 3 wide receivers to the near side of your screen. Roach looks that way. Pocket collapses. He's got a lot of green in front of him. Out past the 50, slides at the 44 and gets hit on the ground. And Carroll coaches one, a late hit.
Well,
He
Carroll
took a pretty good shot.
He did take a good shot, but then number 76 for Carroll, not very bright there. He's reaching down, grabbing the defender and pulling him off the pile, throwing him off the pile. For Chris Epner, he's trying to protect his quarterback, but the play's over, and the last thing you want to do is get a personal foul at the end of that and back it up because you just got a first down. Under 8 to play in the half. But officials kept the flags in their pockets, and we're going to play on.
That's a pretty gutsy thing to do for an official right in front of
Yeah.
Coach Van Diest, right?
Yeah.
He's been there how many years? Coach of the year. Here comes pressure. Saints pick it up. Gives Roach time, and his receiver slips. A ball a bit underthrown.
Yeah, it was
Was it more
Gustafson.
for Gregory or
I
Gustafson?
think it's Gustafson was trying to come back to the ball, and with his plant foot, yeah, it was Gustafson. His plant foot just came out from underneath him. So you got Gustafson running routes on this side, Ryan Gregory there running routes for him. And then on the far side, a kid who's played very little at receiver is out there, Chase Fossum, who you mentioned, the freshman out of Glasgow. He is split wide to the left with Arnson in the slot, and there goes Troy in motion.
They fake it to him. Roach going deep again. And almost picked off. Great defense by John Payne. Well, that's secondary for Eastern Oregon. He's played a pretty good first half. There was one play where you had a receiver go deep. But otherwise, they've done a nice job.
Yeah, they missed the coverage on the Gregory touchdown, but other than that, they've been pretty solid. And that was Walsh, I believe, running that route.
Well, to whomever designed these jerseys for Carroll, they're really nice. But they are really hard to see the numbers.
Yeah,
folks.
we need lit up numbers or something here. Yeah, it was Walsh. Walsh is going to stay in there at the running back position this time. Looks like the Mountaineers are going to rush 3. Here comes some linebackers up. They're showing pressure.
Third and
They're
10.
going to bring 1.
Oh, in and out of the hands of the receiver. Nice pass by Roach, delivered.
Gustafson just couldn't bring it in. Yeah, so they're going to punt the football away. Coach Van Diest is going to get his defense back on the field. It's just timing, really. I mean, we've talked about it before during the summer. This is not the guys that he was throwing to predominantly, and learning every little nuance and every little move. All those things that make those passes look so easy during the regular season. Takes hours and hours of practice in the spring ball and then over the summer drills. Fake punt.
Hey, he's going to go for it.
Yep.
And he's not going to get it.
No.
I think he waited a bit too long for that play to develop, and it really never did. Torgerson, who's done a nice job punting so far today.
Yeah.
And he's now going to get an earful from Coach Van Diest.
He is really getting an earful.
Well, that's one of those tough spots because unless he pins them inside the 5, which is hard to do, let's say caught at the 10 or the 15, what are you giving up with that gamble? You're giving up, 25 yards?
Right. But on the flip side, I think you got to be a little bit more direct and get after it. He really hesitated.
Well, at first I thought he was going to fake it and then go ahead and rugby style kick it.
That's what it looked like he was setting it up to do. And he decided to tuck it and go, and by that time the defense had seen it and they were coming up.
Yep.
And it's not like he just needed a yard.
Oh, it was like 4th and 8, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Anyway, they get stymied on 4th down, so it's Mountaineers ball on the 41.
Yikes.
And pass is complete out to the 44-yard line.
It's Calvin Connors with the catch and with the tackle. I think that was Dowgan out there. Yeah, it was Dowgan with another tackle.
Barlow now 7 for 12 on the afternoon. The Mountaineers could use a spark here on offense. They have sputtered quite a bit, which is so odd after that first drive. They looked so smooth. It's 1st and 10 on the 43, 6.5 to go in the first half.
Carroll with 3 down linemen, a couple of linebackers. They're going to send 2.
Billingsley. Oh, great open field tackle, and Billingsley's not going to get anything on that play.
No, what a great pursuit that time and cleaning up that run. It wasn't Dowgan, and I'm not sure who it was from the corner. I think it might have been Tucker.
Was that Matt Weimar? We have not said his name. Is he even out there today? They've got him down as the starting corner. Regardless, it's 2nd and 11. Billingsley lost a yard on that play. Under 6 to go. Bardlow, he's got to tuck it and run. 40, 35, 30, 20.
Oh.
And one of the Carroll players took a vicious shot. That is Dawson Osborne. Did not see.
He got nailed by number 15.
Player coming.
Yeah, Skylar Williams came back on a crackback block and just took him out. Nice job by Bartlow, though. Picking up big yardage. Secondary, pretty good coverage.
Well, he recognized that right away. It so happens to be that the computer monitor I'm trying to watch the field was in my way. I did not realize how much room he had.
Yeah, all kinds of room.
So 1st and 10 on the 21, 5:20 to go, first half. They
Here
fake
goes
to
again.
Billingsley. Here goes Bartlow. And he is into the end zone, so you got 2 rushing touchdowns for Zach Bartlow.
Yep, he goes in from 12 yards or 20-some yards out that time, 21 yards. Made it look pretty easy.
Well, that was all Zach Bartlow on that drive. The 2 big runs once they got past midfield.
Coach Camp in his pregame comments this past week said, this is one of the better quarterbacks in the Frontier Conference. He thinks he's the best. And he's got a lot of talent.
Comes in with over 1,000 yards on the season throwing the ball. That's more than Roach. And he was their 2nd leading rusher.
Good.
And so the extra point is good. So it is a 14-14 ball game. It's a good one. 5:12 to go here in the first half. We'll step aside again when we come back.
Got a flag
It will
down
be
there, Peter.
Carroll ball, but hold on.
There's a flag right down at where the ball was snapped from. And it may be against Carroll.
That's Adam DeBrucker.
Yep.
I'm not a big fan of that leaping penalty. Are you?
No.
It's football, right?
Yeah, if you can launch yourself and get your hand up there and knock it down.
Okay, so it's 14-all. 5:12 to go in the first half. (5:12), up 14-all here. 2 rushing touchdowns by Zach Bartlow, and that one is going to go roll out of the end zone. So they actually kicked it off, what about midfield, right? Thanks to that penalty on the extra point. So Carroll's going to get it on the 25-yard line. It'll be 1st and 10. So really didn't help Eastern Oregon much at all because they kicked it through the end zone.
Yeah.
That penalty kind of worked against them.
So I'm sure Coach Van Dies won't have anything to say to Brucker about that
Yeah,
in the film study, right?
I don't know.
Because it really didn't hurt him. So. Yeah, Adam hope so.
So it's 1st and 10. Roach on the afternoon, 7 of 15, 2 TDs. More importantly, no interceptions. He struggled with that this year. Handoff on 1st down. And we have just seen way too much of this.
Yeah.
And now we're getting a little bit of traction.
Yeah, well, the traction is provided by the offensive lineman who had a hold of Dylan Green's jersey and was pulling him upfield. Number 77 played tow truck that time.
That's Josh James.
And he's a big old tow truck, and he was literally grabbed a hold of him, and he was backpedaling up the field, pulling Dylan Green with him.
6'6", 315.
Yeah.
That's a big boy.
If somebody's going to hook a tow chain to you and pull you up the field, he's the one you want to do it.
Remember when 300 pounds was a big deal back in the 80s with refrigerator Perry? Now offensive lines average 310, 315.
So true.
So 2nd and 2. Nice gain, 8 yards on 1st down. They're going to give it to Green again.
This time no caboose.
No tow truck on that one.
It's all on his own, but I think he got the 1st down, picked her up.
You just don't see, and I'm not trying to pick on the kid, but you just don't see that explosive pop,
No.
that acceleration, that burst that we have been spoiled over the last 4 or 5 years.
Poston on the tackle for the Mountaineers, but you're right. And when you think back to Demery and Rinker, very good at stretching it out, but then that plant and go was just unbelievably quick.
Four minutes left, first half. He did get the 1st down, so it's on the 36. Roach looking to his left, taken down. First sack of the afternoon, and that is posted. Excuse me, that is Stanley, number
Tucker.
47.
Yeah, Tucker Stanley from the outside linebacker position. He came off the snap, came hard, and nobody picked him up. And Mac Roach had no chance.
Very little time for Roach to try and just throw the ball at somebody's feet. So first sack of the game.
Roach 7 out of 15, 80 yards through the air right now.
That actually may be the second. I know in that first series, Carroll had the ball. Roach got flushed out, tucked and ran, but got tackled
behind the line.
Back line of scrimmage.
You're right, he lost 2. Second play of the game.
So it's 2nd and 18 for Carroll. Just over 3 to play.
5 wide.
And they're going to whistle this one dead. Boy, delay of game.
Yikes.
That's the kind of penalty that's going to drive you nuts. That's inexcusable. So now, after that 8-yard sack, you got another penalty. It's 2nd and 23. Tack on another 5 yards.
Yep, and right now Eastern Oregon's thinking, hey, let's stop them here the next 2 downs, get the ball back and see what we can do in the last minute or so.
2:53 left, so the clock is running now. They want to take time off the clock. Play clock's at 8. Both teams have 3 timeouts remaining. 5 wide receivers again. Another low snap.
Just looking to the left. Plenty of time.
Now he's going to run.
Nobody to throw it to.
Gets back to about the 30. Remember, this drive started at the 25.
Yep, they'll credit number 51 with the tackle, but Mac just saw the ground, saw the defenders coming up and got down because Michael Arenas about to lay a hit on him, but he better get on the ground because his backup's playing wide receiver. He's not available.
Well, the Mountaineers were in a bit of a prevent defense. They had about 4 linebackers there just waiting for Mac to get to him. And then he slid at the 30. So now you're at 3rd and 16, just over 2 minutes left.
And see, this is where they don't have that go-to guy, that deep threat right now. You know, that Kyle Griffiths or the Connor Phone. They don't have the speed out there.
So Roach is going to call a timeout. I don't know if the play clock was winding down or not, or what the issue was. But now he's going to get chewed out. Is that Howlett or Van Diest who's chewing him out? Looks like Van Diest, but it should be Howlett, right?
Yeah, Van Diest is right down here on the 40 in front of us. So it is Howlett.
He's not happy. Well, you have to burn one of your timeouts, and then 2 plays prior, you've got a delay game penalty.
Delay game, yeah. So obviously the offense still not functioning at optimum level. We saw this the very first game. Of course, it's the first game, but then it's continued. And they've shown signs and spurts of coming out of it. The second half against Rocky, they played their best offensive half of the year. But they're struggling here again today. And they take nothing away from Eastern Oregon. They're a good football team. They got great athletes on both sides of the ball. But Carroll just has not, they just haven't found that rhythm, that tempo.
So it's 1:59 on the clock. It's 3rd and 16. Do you just run the ball and punt it?
Punt and put your defense out there to stop them and head to the locker room?
I don't know. They've got 5 receivers again.
And what's Eastern Oregon going to do? They're going to rush 3, drop the rest of them. Cover with 8.
Roach with all time
No
to
place
throw.
to
Nobody
throw.
open.
Yeah.
And he goes down again for the 2nd time on this drive.
Yeah, they rushed 3, kept the linebacker in to spy on him. As soon as he took that ball, the linebacker came up and made the stop. Great job defensively. Mark David made the sack.
I had Dalton Morgan and Gary Poston. What number's Mark David?
48, I believe. I think you were right. I think I was looking at his 8. I was there on seeing an 8, so it was.
Yeah, that was
Dalton Morgan.
Poston.
It was Morgan and Poston in there as well.
That's 2nd sack of the game for Poston, or his 1st?
I think he's got that's his 2nd. Regardless, Carroll's going to have to punt the football away. Timeout. Eastern Oregon, they're looking at 1:47 and having the football with all 3 timeouts. Plenty of time.
They actually put 3 seconds back on the game clock, so there's 1 minute 50 seconds left.
Yep.
They do have their 3 timeouts.
You can score in less than that. I remember a couple weeks ago, just 3 weeks ago right here, Carroll scored the winning touchdown with under 20 seconds to play from the opponent's 45-yard line, from their own 45-yard line.
So Connors is back to receive, and he is standing at about his own 28. Torgerson, when he's not trying to run for the 1st down, has actually done a nice job punting today. And they need a good one here. I don't think we're going to see a fake on this one, Joe.
Well, if it is, he better make it.
Oh! It's a high snap over his head at the 1-yard line. Still can't get it up. Carroll has the ball, and they're going to get tackled inside the 5. Oh,
bad
my goodness.
snap over his head. Oh, my word.
We've seen a bit of everything in this game in the 1st half.
Yep. Fake punts that don't work, a poor snap.
Torgerson took a shot, too. He's kind of limping off.
Yeah, Coach Van Diest is certainly not happy.
So now, instead of a team with the ball and 3 timeouts and the ability to take it on the 25 and score,
Right.
now Carroll's forced to a punting situation. They muff the punt, and with 1:42 left,
Eastern Oregon is just
they're going to score. Carroll's going to get the ball back probably.
like being handed a full plate at the buffet. Here you go. What are you going to do with it?
Well, you said that kid could eat.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, here you go. Spotted at the 3.
Plenty of time. Golden opportunity to go into the locker room with the lead right here.
Handoff on 1st down, and they're going to lose a yard or 2. That is A.J. Prom, number 24.
Going nowhere. Bo Myers filled that hole.
Roll Myers and Dawson Osborne.
Shed their tackle, shed their blockers, and step right into the hole. So for Carroll defensively, if they can force a field goal here, that's a win.
.118. So now Eastern Oregon is going to smartly try and run the play clock down. That's 15. 1:10 on the game clock. Play clock at 9. Bardlow is going to try and score his 3rd touchdown of the game. He's going to get close, but he doesn't get in. So now it is 3rd down, and I'm thinking 4-down territory, Joe.
Yep.
Clock continues to run at 47. This is exactly what Eastern wants.
In on the tackle, 37 for Carroll. Summerfield again. Right back at the line of scrimmage.
Are you surprised Carroll's not calling the timeout?
No, man. He just knows what he wants. He's got the personnel out there that he wants. Inside that 5-yard line, so that's not going to change a lot.
3rd and 4. Billingsley with the catch.
Yeah, great defense. They've got him stopped there.
He's going to lose the yard.
Yep. Yeah, great pursuit that time by Carroll. Their defense came through that time.
15 seconds on the clock is 4th down. Do you kick or do you go for it? My question was, and now they call timeout.
Yeah.
If Van Diest had called the timeout with about 40 seconds ago, and let's say they kick this field goal, he gives his offense time to get something going, was my thought.
Yeah, I see.
But now you got no chance. I mean, now you either got to get the stop.
And what is Tim Kemp going to do here? This is a critical call. What do we have? Oh, we have an unsportsmanlike conduct call against number 88.
Oh, boy. I know
Yikes.
you've got to kick the field goal, I think.
Nah,
You've got to get the points on the board and take advantage of that.
That kid just made the decision for his head coach.
Yeah, he did.
Right? And he's going to make this a little bit more than a chip shot. And he might be needing a taxi to get home.
It's not an easy kick now, is
No.
it? That ball's on the 21.
Yeah, 21, so you add
Wow,
17 to that.
15-yard penalty.
Yeah, exactly. So,
Well, let's see, what are they this year
38
kicking?
yards. Well, this will be a 38-yard attempt.
I apologize, folks. I'm still trying to find the kicking stats for Eastern Oregon. I just can't seem to find them.
So, Coach Camp's still over there talking to him. Would he really go for it here?
38-yarder or a 4th and 21.
Yeah.
I think you've got to kick it because there's 15 seconds on the clock.
Yeah.
Right? If you miss,
You can't come away with no points here. First and goal inside the 5.
What a bizarre first half. Snapped punt goes over the head of the punter, lands on about the 3. And now Eastern Oregon is on the 21-yard line.
Yeah, they're lining it up though. They're going to kick this. So it'll be spotted about the 30 or 28-yard line. So yeah, 38-yard attempt.
So this is Mark David. Here's your kicker.
Yep, there we go. Calvin Connors with the hold. High snap. It's on the way.
No wind, and it is wide left. Or wide right, I guess. Excuse me.
Right, yeah.
Wow.
Wow, everything looked good. The snap was a little high, but Calvin Connors got the ball down. But the kicker couldn't quite drive it through.
No,
Huge.
Well, you could see those orange flags hardly moving at all, so
Yeah.
no wind. Well, there have been a few plays here, Joe, where Carroll has mopped a sweaty brow. They came away fortunate.
You hear it all the time, dodging a bullet. That time, they dodged a 3-inch Magnum with buckshot in it because I'll tell you what.
Buckshot, yeah.
Holy smokes.
Was that a shot at me, by the way? Were you making fun of me?
Oh, sorry, I didn't even think about that. You're a little sensitive about that right now.
So that's it for the first half, and it's a tie ball game, 14-all. As Eastern Oregon misses the field goal to go up 3. You got 2 Zach Bartlow rushing touchdowns and 2 touchdown passes from Mac Roach, 2 receivers. Never caught a ball at Carroll College. Their first is a touchdown. So it's halftime. We're going to take a break, but stay with us because we will have an interview with women's basketball head coach at Carroll, Rochelle Sayers. We'll be back in just a bit. Welcome back, everybody. It's halftime. It's 14-all, Carroll and Eastern Oregon. And Eastern Oregon missing that field goal at time winding down at the end of the second quarter. And so right now, we're going to look ahead to the college basketball season. With me, Rochelle Sayers, the head basketball coach here for the Carroll women's team in her 5th season as head coach. Came from Weber State, correct?
Correct, yep.
And you were just telling me earlier in the hallway that you got picked 4th preseason poll, but you're feeling like this is the most talent you've ever had on your staff since you've been here.
I definitely think this is the most talent we've had. We have 17 players, and you know, we've been going about a week and a half now, and I still, you know, have no idea who's going to play, who's going to travel. I mean, I just feel like the talent we have and the competitiveness right now has just been so good. And we've never had this much depth and size, so I'm really excited about that. I mean, we are going to be a big team.
So you lost a couple of your starting guards. Any idea for the backcourt? Has that started to gel in terms of who's going to be filling in those positions?
Well, you know, it's tough to replace those kids. They played a lot of minutes, and I think we're going to look a little bit different than we have in the past. You know, we've really, since I've been here, been a pretty good three-point shooting team and shot a lot of threes, and so we're going to kind of change our dynamics a little bit. We're going to be a more power team, and we're going to put some bigger players in the position, the 3-guard position that Kaylee Junkemeyer played. So we've moved Jordan Johnson, who's a senior out of Capitol High School, out to the perimeter. Then we have, you know, a couple other big kids that play that position. Brooke Jones, a freshman out of Manhattan, and Una Harrington, a freshman out of Gonzaga Prep, that are all, you know, Jordy's the shortest of all of them at 5'10", and the other 2 are 6 foot. So, you know, in our 2-guard spot, we have Casey McEwen's been playing really well. She transferred to us from Northern, had a great career there, and wanted to come a little closer to home and play for the Saints. So, you know, it's just, I'm not real sure, you know, where we're going to find the scoring out of the 2 position, but I like all of them. You know, they can all shoot, and you know, like I said, we're not going to be so dependent on the 3-point line this year, so I think we'll be just fine there.
So how many freshmen are you bringing in this year? Because it seems to me whenever you bring up a freshman, it's somebody who's going to get a lot of playing time this year.
Well, we brought in 4, and Hannah Dean's one I haven't talked about yet. She's about a 6'1", 6'2", freshman out at Gardner, Montana. She won state volleyball there, state basketball there. She is just as impressive as Cassie Hashley was as the center for us as a freshman. I think people are going to be equally impressed with Hannah, and so we're really excited about her. And then Lexi Nelson out of Sentinel High School is a freshman that has walked onto our program, and she's going to give us some depth in the point guard, and she's a feisty one out there, so we're excited about her.
So again, we're at halftime here, 14-all between Carroll and Eastern Oregon. With me, Rochelle Sayers, the head coach for the women's basketball team at Carroll. It's this beautiful day where it's sunny and 82 degrees, so it feels like this early or mid-August game. And yet, I don't know if people who are listening realize this, you guys have already started practice, right?
We have, and we're actually in the minority as far as our practice time. We finished our first week on Thursday of official practice, and we had conference teams playing games that night. So I feel like we're kind of starting late, but to me, I'd rather be playing later in the season than practicing early. So we're just gonna, you know, we have a lot of time. We open up on the 23rd, and it is a long year, as you know, with NAIA basketball, especially when you start games in October. I think last year our first game was October 14th, and we finished on March the 19th. So we would like to continue playing deep in March, so we want to make sure that our kids are still excited about it, and fresh, and have some legs and energy left.
Well, you know, I mean, it is a good point. You and I both played basketball in college. When you have been playing and practicing every day, and it's intense for 6-7 months now, how do you keep that energy level up mid to late February, especially when you got these freshmen coming in? You're used to high school ball.
Yep. I think it's really hard, and especially you know, I don't think people also realize, you know, with our team the last, you know, we've gone to the national tournament 2 of the last 3 years. They get about 4 or 5 days at the most at Christmas. They don't get a fall break. We're at fall break right now. As you see, the student section is kind of sparse today. They're still here for fall break. They're 4 or 5 days at Christmas, and they don't get a spring break. And we kind of tell them that in recruiting. If you want to come to Carroll College, don't anticipate a spring break, because we're anticipating we're going to be playing in the national tournament. So not only are they here practicing, you know, I almost want them to turn in their phones during the spring break, because all their friends are having these nice little vacations, and we're in the gym. But it is hard. I mean, it's hard to not overdo it. It's hard to remember. It's a journey, not a sprint. You know, a marathon, not a sprint. But I think this group is really hungry. I think they had a great experience last year, and you know, losing the national tournament, and we didn't play particularly well. I think they definitely want to get back, and I know that for these seniors, an opportunity to win their first ever conference championship is huge for them.
Well, let's talk about the conference. Again, you were picked fourth. I did not see who was picked number one, but just kind of run down for me, you know, the top teams that you guys, you know, you may not agree with those polls, think the teams that you know, you're going to be battling with.
Well, I actually like we weren't picked first. It's a little less pressure on us. But Northern was picked first, and you know, which was a little bit of a surprise to me because they lost so much. They had such a great team last year. Went to the Sweet 16th national tournament. Had a first team NAIA All-American Asia Edwards that was, you know, 6'5" in the paint, which was a great player. So they lost 3 of their top 3 posts, and they also lost their point guard that has started for them for 4 years. So they'll be a little different. You know, you're always a little different when you lose a 6'5" kid in the middle. And then next was Great Falls, and they return a lot. Had another great, you know, they had a great year, great run last year. They lost their center, and they lost one of their top guards to an ACL, so she'll be back not this year, but the following year. And then LC State, who lost their 2 post players to graduation, but they had a great guard line, so they'll be back and ready to go. And then it was us. Right after us was Rocky, who will be much improved. Wes Keller up there has done a great job in his recruiting. He's got some transfers and things, so they'll be much improved. And then it was Western and then Tech.
I guess one of the biggest changes to Frontier Conference basketball this year, specifically for the women, is there's no Westminster.
Yeah.
So things are kind of wide open now after they kind of had a stranglehold on the conference for so long.
You know, I think it was great for our conference because they were such a good team and a team that, you know, was recognized around the country, and it did a lot for our conference. So that part, I'm sad to see them go, but it is also exciting to know that you know, it is wide open, and plus that trip to Salt Lake was always a tough one to travel down there. But you know, it's going to be different all around. I don't know if you know that NAI has kind of followed the NCAA with the 4 quarters, so the women's game will be played in 4 quarters.
I did not know that. Is that, and so the women are doing that this
Women
year
are
as
doing
well?
4 quarters, yep.
I did not
And
know that.
you know, the backcourt rules changed a little bit. They're really trying to speed up the game. After every quarter, the fouls clear, and you have to get over 5 fouls in the first quarter to get to a double bonus. So I think you're going to see less stoppage in play. You know, I just think it's going to speed the game up a little bit. And then obviously the men have a shorter shot clock from what they've seen, so they're going to the 30-second like us. But it'll be interesting, some of the new rules that are taking in effect this year.
And 10-minute quarters.
10-minute quarters,
10-minute
yep.
quarters, okay. Now the men aren't doing that, are they?
Nope. The men, I think
just
their
dropped
only
the
rule
shot
was the
clock?
shot clock, yeah.
Interesting. Well, I find it fascinating. We've talked about it in our football broadcast that, you know, in the 70s and 80s and 90s, you used to have football 3 yards in a cloud of dust, low scoring. In basketball, you used to have games in the 80s and 90s. They just flipped with the exact opposite direction, basketball and football. I find it fascinating. So let me ask you, was there a reason for it? Why did this happen?
Well, I think they want to speed both games up. You know, I think in the past, women had a shorter shot clock because they wanted to speed the game up, and men had a little bit longer, and now they're seeing the same thing you're seeing, that, you know, you watch teams like, you know, University of Oregon having those high-scoring football games, and people really like that. And so, you know, I think they're trying to drive attendance a little bit, make the games more exciting, make it more of a player's game than a chess match with the coaches,
Right.
Which, you know, is a great way to play. And I think, you know, even for us, we're going to play a lot different than people have seen us. You know, we've always been a team that's, you know, has had some struggles offensively, but we played good enough defense. We were usually right there when we needed to be. But I think not only we're going to be a good defensive team, but we're going to try to pick up the pace a little bit and you know, let the girls just let them loose and play a little.
Well, I appreciate the time, Coach. You certainly did not wear the correct colors for this booth because, again, it's about 110 degrees and you're all in black. So,
Yeah.
But again, good luck this
Thank
year.
you.
And again, first home game is the 23rd.
23rd and 25th. We've got home against University of Alberta, who is a great team. We lost them a couple years ago out in Vegas, and then we've got home football game on Saturday against Tech, which we're excited for, and then we play Sunday against Mount Royal at home. So, and it's also Parents' Weekend, so hopefully we can get a good crowd for all those games.
Super.
All right.
Looking forward to it. Thanks, Coach.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Yep. So that's Rochelle Sayers, women's head basketball coach here at Carroll. Again, we're at halftime. 14 all, but 3 minutes left in the clock. We're taking another break. Be back with the third quarter right after this. All right, back everybody here for the start of the second half. Peter Young along with Joe McMahon. It's 14 all, and Carroll will receive the ball to start the third quarter. Taking a look at some of the first half stats. Obviously tied up, but first down's pretty even as well. Mountaineers with 11, Carroll with 10. Rushing yards clearly favoring the Mountaineers.
Yeah, definitely so. Carroll has not found the answer there. 189 total yards for the Mountaineers, and for Carroll 101. They'll get the ball though. That's Arnson.
Fielded at the 10. Out to the 25 and brought down by a gang of Mountaineers at the 31.
So a nice return that time by Ryan Arnson, who's getting a chance to return kicks due to some injuries for Carroll. And Alonso Mendoza with the tackle for the Mountaineers. So adjustments at halftime, we'll find out where they're at. Both teams obviously have plenty of time in the locker room to talk things over. Carroll should, by all intents and purposes, be behind right now, but
I was just going to make that point, not
Yeah.
only with the field goal that they
Right.
missed, they were at the 3-yard line, so
Right.
the Mountaineers could have actually scored, then a 15-yard penalty. And but there were other opportunities for the Mountaineers as well. And a nice sign for the Carroll offense on first down. They get some nice yardage on the ground.
yeah, great carry that time, and I think that was Paulson with the carry. His first carry of the game.
Speaking of Paulson, it's good to see Kent Paulson, the commissioner for the Frontier Conference.
Yeah, he's here.
He's recovered well from his car accident.
So I'm going to stand behind you because the glare in the window's a little tough. So if you need me to rub your shoulder, let me know.
Oh, that'd be great. Thank you.
Yeah, there you go. That's Dylan Green.
Green to the outside, to midfield, has the first down.
There you go.
Brought down at the 36-yard line. That's the best run of the day for Green.
Wow. Great run out of bounds by number 26 that time. JT Capers put a super run that time by Dylan Green.
Well, if that's just good running or an adjustment, I don't know. But this is a promising start here for the Carroll offense, who,
Yep.
again, coming into today, the worst rushing offense in the conference.
Yep.
Not even close.
The bottom, yeah, by a long ways. And that's a place you just never see Carroll College.
I remember somebody described Carlton Fisk, the great Red Sox catcher. His personality was like a dead carp at the bottom of the river. That was the Carroll rushing offense until this third quarter. Roach escapes the sack, going into the end zone and just over his receiver.
Yeah, intended for, there he was again, Ryan Gregory, defensive back turned wide receiver today.
Glenn Benson, he got lucky there. He was beat.
Roach did a nice job of avoiding that sack. It looked like they had him in the backfield. He escaped that one, made a throw into the end zone, but not there. So 2nd and 10 for Carroll on the 39-yard line of the Mountaineers.
Third quarter just underway.
It's Walsh.
Handoff right side. And now you are starting to see here in this third quarter that the running back with the ball, whoever it is not getting hit until he's beyond the line of
Yeah,
scrimmage.
it's a good sign. John Penn comes up to make that tackle, but you're right. He got to the corner, got a little bit of the edge. But Carroll still with a long third down here, 3rd and 8. They're running kids in and out of there again. We see Gregory in there. Paulson's been in and out of the game. Gustafson, one of their backup quarterbacks, is over here on the slot left side.
They send the kitchen sink on defense. And that Benson kid can come up with some nice plays.
Yes,
that
he
was a
can.
great defensive effort.
Yep, he has been solid all day long for Eastern Oregon.
And I gotta think Roach could have found somebody a bit more open than that. He really tried to force that ball.
So a drive that started with promise, Peter fizzles for him here at midfield, and they're going to punt the football.
Well, now we saw Torgerson with the fake punt.
I don't think he's going to do that again.
Well, I'm just wondering why they don't go for it here on 4th and 8. The ball was on the 36-yard line, and our notes and papers are flying all over our booth here. But
Somebody ordered a breeze.
But I don't mind it, right? Because
Yeah.
it's
good.
It was
Feels good.
pretty darn hot, so we'll take it. Torgerson is going to punt it. He's going to try and pin the Mountaineers back inside the 20, and it bounces just inside the end zone. So it will be Mountaineer ball. The first time we will see Eastern Oregon's offense here in the second half. See if they came up with any adjustments and see if Carroll's defense can get somebody to keep an eye on the quarterback, Bartlow, when he runs.
You know, one thing we haven't really talked about is they lost a lot of kids to graduation. All teams do. But the loss of Reese Felton, boy, you see it in these special teams, because that was a kid that not only he's booming 50, 60 yarders that we used to see routinely, but his placement on punts just like that. He was just very skilled at that. Excuse me.
12:50 to go, third quarter. Ball on the 20-yard line.
Carroll rushing 4.
Bartlow's going to run again.
He gets out of there.
This has been the most successful part of the Mountaineer offense, and pretty darn near another first down.
He got close. Dalglin was waiting for him, but he was 8 yards downfield before he was touched.
Averaged almost 11 yards a carry in the first half, 6 rushes for 65 yards. That long one of 23 yards on that drive to tie the ball game up was a big one. That was the one he scored on. 2nd and 1. Again, they changed the play.
Yep, two or three different guys over on the sidelines signaling in the plays. Obviously, one is the read. The other two are dummies.
Quick throw.
That's Calvin Connors.
And he's going to lose yardage. Depends on where they spot it, though, and they're going to get into progress, which will be enough for the first down.
Adam DeBrucker closing in and making that tackle.
Calvin Connors coming into today was the 2nd leading receiver for the Mountaineers behind Billingsley. Again, he was the one that kicked the game off. There was some fireworks for the Mountaineers with that nice kickoff return.
Check that was Durbin in on that last tackle.
Handoff, Billingsley. Nice run for the senior out of Winnemucca.
Tucker with the tackle tripped him up as he went by. He stumbled ahead, but it's 2nd and short again. Boy, so many things you can do here. You know, the offensive coordinators love this situation.
2nd and 1. They're on the 41-yard line. And you got a lot of options.
You sure do.
Just over 11 minutes to go here in the 3rd, so it's early on here in the 2nd half. Carroll with their drive getting stalled, so they had to punt. So now the Mountaineers looking for their 2nd first down, and Barlow gets hit hard. And it's going to be 3rd down.
It'll be close. I guess you're right. He didn't get it. Quickly up there making this tackle was number 94 for Carroll. Came right up out of the defensive line position, and that is Kyle Smith.
Yeah, and Summerfield as well, number 37. Got his nose in there as well, so we're going to call it 3rd and a long one.
Late substitution. Linebacker for Carroll trying to get on the field. Now he's coming off. 3-man on the defensive line. Looks like they're going to
Play clock at
play the
5.
pass here.
3. They get it off in time. And Billingsley has the first down and then some.
Yep.
And that may have saved a touchdown, that tackle by James Dowden.
Yeah, Dowden got him by the shoulder pads as he got near midfield, but what a great cut and what a nice job by the offensive line, opening up a huge hole.
He has got a burst, doesn't he?
He does. Gets to the line of scrimmage, as soon as he sees that gap, he's through it.
He's got a giddy up and a gallop. So first down and 10 on the 48-yard line. Drive continues, under 10 to play now in the 3rd. Now I think, Joe, we're going to see what kind of shape these two teams are in, because it is hot down on the field. And those linemen, offense and defense, they're getting gassed.
Oh, great play.
Well, Barlow's going to go down.
He is. Is that Meyer? Yeah, it's Cole Meyer. Yep, there he was. Yep, just a little roll from defensive lineman. He spun around the offensive guard, got to the backfield quickly, and as soon as Barlow set up, he was right there to bring him down.
That's a loss of about 8 on the play. So back into their own territory. 9 minutes to go here in the 3rd. Big defensive play by Bo Meyer and this Carroll defense. Now they're trying to set up the screen to Billingsley, and they snuffed it out.
Yep, we're going nowhere.
Saw it coming.
Shane Durbin, I think, was out there, one of their linebackers. But he had some help, didn't have to do it on his own. And Carroll's been flowing to the ball pretty well all day long, actually.
Yeah, that's Durbin who has that cast on his right hand.
Yep.
So now it's 3rd and mile. They lost another yard. Four wide receivers, one back. Billingsley's going to try and get open. They go deep. Miscommunication.
Picked off.
Intercepted. Yep. Yes, it is.
Yep.
What a great catch.
Is that Johnson? Great job that time. That ball hung up there just long enough for the defensive back to get over there. Number 34.
Tucker Johnson.
It is. Yeah, it's Tucker Johnson.
And again, folks, we apologize. But in all seriousness, We have a very hard time seeing the numbers on these jerseys.
Yeah.
The numbers just kind of blend together. But anyway, great defensive play. So that is the third turnover of the ball game for the Mountaineers. 2
Hung
interceptions
that ball
and a
up.
fumble.
Good coverage that time by Carroll as their secondary because really the receiver he was thrown to was not open.
Well,
The safety just got over there. So.
That has got to be the safety's dream there. This
Yeah.
communication
It's like a
ball
pop
thrown in
fly,
the air.
right?
Oh,
Yeah.
my goodness.
A lazy pop fly to left field. Let's get underneath this. But he had to dive and make a good catch.
He did. Another
That's
nice
Walsh.
gain on first down, which breeds more confidence, and
Yes,
you can
it
see
does.
it the way he's running.
Yep. Tucker Stanley with the tackle, but Ryan Walsh with a big carry there for Carroll.
Well, Walsh is definitely rested. He missed the Western game in Dillon.
Yeah, he was lucky. You know, we weren't sure he was after the Rocky games he was going to go on. He got hurt late in the game, and they had to pick him up and carry him off the field right down here in front of the bench.
And of course, they had the bye last week, so he's had 2 weeks off.
Yeah.
7.5 to go in the third. 2nd and 4.
Dylan Simak done for the year after traumatic knee injury against Tech. Not much there. Walsh with the carry and the tackle made by number 10. That is Anthony Langer. So Carroll, big third down here. Keep this drive alive. Roach does gets a lot of miles in. He comes over, gets the play from the sideline, turns around, and runs right back over to the huddle.
Under 7 to play in the third. 3rd and 4.
So it looks like the Mountaineers are going to drop 8, cover with 8 here, rush 3. They're going to bring one linebacker.
Still has time. Tough throw over the middle, in and out of the hands of the intended receiver. That's the big tight end, Eric Dawson.
That's Dawson. He had him.
He was open.
He was, and he had time to throw the ball, but Roach just didn't deliver it on target. So again, the offense sputters.
So Torgerson out to punt again for the 4th time this afternoon. Well, 5th time. One time he tried to run it.
So unlike the first half, a little bit of breeze here, and it's to his back. He'll run a ball across the field. Yeah, just not a lot of offense. So it's just 100 yards for Carroll in the first half.
Connors at the 30.
There he goes.
At midfield, breaks the
He's still
tackle.
going.
Calvin Connors
Yikes.
brought down at the 44-yard line.
We've had a hard time corralling that kid.
So he has had one big kickoff return and now one big punt return.
In there on the tackle for Carroll, number 9, Vince DeGallinarato. But a short field for the Mountaineers. They'll start in Carroll territory, the Carroll 45-yard line.
Now the breeze is picked up. It's moving, I guess you'd call it west to east along across the field.
Yeah.
Right into our booth, which is kind of nice. So a timeout on the field with 6:30 to go. Tie ball game, 14-all. We'll step aside for just a minute. So 1st and 10 for Eastern Oregon, spot on the 45-yard line. 6.5 to go in the third.
Once again, Carroll defensively being challenged here. Oh, nice play.
Up to the challenge on that one.
Number
Really
19 is
gives the
Tuckerman.
handoff.
Greg Tucker came up to make that tackle.
Gain of maybe 1. Tucker Johnson checks in.
A lot of Tuckers. We got a Greg Tucker, a Tucker Johnson.
Tuck and run.
There you go.
How about that?
Tuckered out. That's me.
Bardlow.
Whoa!
Nowhere to throw.
Ball's down.
Ball gets chipped in the air, and it is his teammate Billingsley who actually catches the pass. I don't know if he caught a fumble or a pass, but he caught the ball.
That was number 35 that put on the pressure. That's Jake Oliver, a linebacker out of freshman linebacker.
Yeah, well, there's another guy that I don't have on my 2 deep.
Yep, no, Oliver.
Jake Oliver.
Yep, they list him as a linebacker, Peter, but he's playing defensive line right there. No, Chuck, that was it was a defensive end. You have 2 35s. It's Buster Villagomez, a defensive end from a senior from California.
Okay.
So, wrong kid, 2 number 35s.
He's not on my 2 deep either. Bardlow with time. He's going to run it. And not even close to the first down.
What a good job defensively.
Well, there must have been very good coverage downfield,
Yeah.
or Bardlow is kind of losing confidence in the receivers because he tucked it pretty quick.
Yeah, he's not waiting around long. He can hear the feet. He gets out of there, but Carroll stayed right with him. He was one of the defensive linemen and a linebacker made the tackle. Number 94, Kyle Smith again came through on that play for Carroll.
So 4th and 14, Mountaineers to punt,
Low kick.
and it's going to bounce inside
They're gonna
the
get it.
5. Or did it go in? It
It's
did.
a touchback, yeah.
Well, the Mountaineers blew a golden
Oh, my
opportunity
gosh.
there.
Yeah, they had Carroll where they wanted him, and they couldn't get that ball down.
So instead of pinning Carroll down about the 1 or 2, they're going to have the ball in the 20.
Yeah, one little slide makes a difference of 18 yards. Well, it's entertaining, that's for sure. 14-14, not a lot of offense, but Carroll's defense certainly in the second half has played well, and Eastern Oregon hasn't been able to move the ball very much.
Like Carroll here in the second half, they've had, 50 yards of offense?
Yeah.
No score so far in the second half. It's still 14 all. 4.5 to go in the third. So this third, we've already played 10 minutes.
Going quickly.
Apparently that's it was kind of the MO of that game in Dillon. It was a 10-9 ball game.
Yep.
Only 1 touchdown the entire game. That was that long TD pass from Roach to Connor Fohn.
Connor Fohn, who's not playing today. In fact, somebody told me during halftime he's sitting down below us in one of the boxes down there with Dylan Simak. So.
Well, we hope that doesn't mean that his knee is
Oh my gosh.
in bad shape, just as bad as Dylan, which we
How
hope
many-
Dylan has a nice speedy recovery, but
Yeah.
we were told Dylan was done for the year.
Yeah,
I hope that's not the
he
case
is
with
done.
Connor.
Yeah, the injury was pretty traumatic. Dylan planted that right foot against Tech, and he got hit simultaneously on both sides of the knee.
Ooh,
Kids
boy.
coming in towards him. So just imagine what that. I mean, it was just awful. So he's plans to redshirt and come back, but
Yeah, good for him.
we'll see. It's a long road back.
Boy, I just got a whiff of some really good food downstairs. Holy smokes. Did you get a whiff of that too? Pulled pork.
Can we take a time out for
Wow.
about an hour? I'll be back. I need a pulled pork and a nap.
Oh, gee. And a little copper tone here as well.
Yeah, exactly. That was Dylan Green on the carry, and just no place to go for Dylan. Number 74 in on the stop that time for the Mountaineers.
Andrew Howe.
Yep.
Yeah, it can't be. He's an offensive lineman.
76.
Maybe they're having injury issues as well.
There you go. Yeah, you never know. Travis Jones.
Okay. So
No, wait a
second
minute,
and
wait a
11.
minute, wait a minute. He's there. I had it right.
74.
He's right in the middle. I can see him lining up at the nose guard. And that's a 4 on that guy's back.
And a 7?
Yep, 7 and a 4. The big boy right in the middle.
7's in front of the 4.
I got it, Peter. I'm with you. Yep, that's him. See?
Roach, time to throw, and a long one. That ball was in the air a long time. Benson almost got his hands on it for the Mountaineers.
Trying to hit Andy Ritter.
Yep.
And that's somebody who hasn't thrown too much. A
He
senior out
has
of Butte.
not thrown the Ritter much, has he?
He's a senior out of Butte, Montana.
Jack Ritter's only got 1 catch all year. Well, they're going to need a bunch of receivers on this play. It's 3rd and 11, 3:47 to go in the third.
Boy, how many 3rd and longs have they had today? It's like it's happening every single series.
Pressure coming. They do a nice job of picking it up. Roach with time, just nobody open.
There he is.
Now he finds a receiver out of the backfield. Not going to be enough for the first down, but a good catch
It's Walsh.
by Walsh. Walsh has got some nice hands out of the backfield, but now you're close. You're about 4th and 1. I think you got
Gotta
to
punt the ball. Yep. No hesitation. Mike Van Dee send the punter out there right now.
That is a short 1 yard where they spotted it. But they are going to punt it away.
Yep. Well, he's called on his defense, or they've been called on to stop Eastern Oregon in some tough situations, and if you can avoid that, you do. You punt the ball away and let them play the whole field.
Calvin Connors at about his 27. Well, we saw a high snap and a low snap to Torgerson.
Yes, we did.
And this is a beautiful punt down to the 17. Nice block for Connors.
There he goes.
And here he goes. He's going to take advantage of another nice
There
block.
he goes.
Midfield to the 40. And brought down inside the 35-yard line. Good pursuit by Adam DeBrucker.
Yeah, DeBrucker ran him down from behind, but Calvin Connors is giving them fits today.
That is the second huge punt return for Connors to go with one long kickoff return. Wow. Special teams has been up and down for Eastern Oregon. Missed field goal, some great returns by Connors.
Yep.
And now the defense has got to bail out the Saints again.
Well,
that may be the MO this entire season.
Mm-hmm. It very well could be. How many times can they do it, right?
I mean, on the year, they're averaging, 21 points a game? Is that it? 22. 22 a game.
So another short field for the Mountaineers, as you mentioned, a 35-yard line of Carroll.
Billingsley to the left side, and it gets strung out nicely. Might have gained a yard.
They'll give him a gain of a single yard. Carroll's defense has been out there for a lot of snaps here in the second half.
They have got to be getting gassed.
Yeah, Smith's coming off. Myers started off, and they sent him back out there.
Trips to Bartlow's right. He's looking that way. Now he's going to run to his left. He's got a lot of room ahead of him, and he's going to get the first down.
Yep.
And runs out of bounds near the 20.
He gets pushed out of bounds, but
he does a nice job of recognizing when and where to run.
Yep.
He's not the fastest guy out there.
Don't have to be. If you can pick your times and use it efficiency and realize that you need to get down when there's pressure coming, and he'll do that. He's not going to take on a bunch of defenders trying to run over people. He's not that big.
This third quarter is winding down pretty quick. You got about 2:20 to go and counting. It's 1st and 10. Ball on the 21. And getting creative, but not a whole lot of production. Gain of a few on first down. They have tried to get Billingsley the ball every which way today. I'm surprised they don't put him back in punt and kickoff return, but the way Connors is playing, because they don't need it.
Yeah, he's been back there a couple times, but he hasn't returned it because Carroll's kicking away from him, which means Calvin's getting a lot of action.
Boy, if that's not a pick your poison kind of situation.
Which one do you want?
Right.
Start thinking about skimming it along the line, just skipping it along the turf.
2nd and 6. Out of the backfield. Catch is made.
Number 8.
That's TJ.
And he is gang tackle.
He got some shots in on him. Just shy of the first down.
Yeah, he's close. It's going to be 3rd and short.
So now is this 4-down territory for Eastern. That missed field goal was actually a pretty good attempt.
Yes, it was.
From about 38 yards out in the second quarter, which he did miss. He was wide right.
But he had the distance.
Had distance, and now he's got a bit of a breeze to contend with. And then they give him the first down. So I did not think he got it.
No, it looks short from here.
So first down on the, about the 12. Bardlow slips. He might go down. Manages to stay up.
He's in trouble. Picked off.
And another interception in the end zone.
No. They're going to say nope. They're waving it off. They said it hit the ground. Field judge right there waving, said nope. Ball hit the ground. So it was a.
Was that Gregory?
It was Gregory. Yeah, going up there, saw that ball hang up, went up to try and get it, but he couldn't put it away, and it hit the ground.
Well, Bardlow threw a horrible pass in the second quarter in the end zone. That was nearly his second. Well, that was another horrible pass, but nearly his second interception. He's already thrown 2 picks on the day. That was almost the 3rd. Under a minute to go in the 3rd. It's now 2nd down and 10. Look for Billingsley. He's picked up in the flat. Bartlow's going to run. Gives a juke.
Nice
Inside
move.
the 5. Takes a shot at the 4. and nearly gets in for his third score of the day.
Yeah, Greg Tucker saved a touchdown there, but Bartlow may have got the first down. I think he did.
Well, now that time
Yep.
Bartlow looked like he had some moves.
Yep,
And
there was a little shimmy there.
He's going to go out. He's going to sit out this play, and they have somebody else now in at quarterback.
Number 8,
So
TJ.
this might be a bit of that wildcat that we saw earlier.
Yep.
You got Billingsley and TJ, so somebody's going to get the snap. It looks like it'll be TJ.
From the 2-yard line, first and goal.
They're going to
Drops
sweep.
it.
He dropped the ball,
Picks it up.
and he gets in anyway. Are you kidding me? With 19 seconds to go in the third.
He dribbled the ball.
Yeah, I was going to say, right. They almost called traveling on him. Double dribble. Where's the penalty flag?
That ball, for that time, I had mentioned earlier, they can't get a break or a bounce. That time they got a bounce.
They got a break
It
that
right
time.
up to TJ's hands, and he just kept going. So they jump out here in the last few seconds of the third quarter, 20-14.
First time they've had the lead since the first quarter when they went up on top 7-0. The extra point is good, so it is a 21-14 ball game. 19 seconds left in the third quarter. That went by fast. We'll take a break. When we come back, it'll be Carroll ball. So 21-14 the score. And, yep, the wind has picked up. Blew the ball right off the tee.
Looks like Ryan Gregory and Troy Arnson back to receive this kick.
And folks, I'm not having any of that delicious pulled pork I smell. That's some of Joe's Chex Mix from home. Is that what that is?
Yeah, I'm making myself.
Not exactly the kind of thing you want to eat while you're doing play-by-play.
There you go.
For all you young wannabe announcers out there.
There you go.
Okay. Oh, got to pick that ball up, and they do, and immediately tackle at the 30-yard line. This has been the day where we try a bit of everything.
Yeah.
The squib kicks.
And that
And
was
the fake punt.
That was Connor Polson, that true freshman tailback they're pretty high on this year. First time I've seen him touch the ball today.
We've got a Mountaineer player down. Fortunately, this is the first time we've seen this all day. It has been a fairly clean game. And I can't tell who it is, but he is kind of up on all fours, so
Yeah, he is.
I think he's okay.
They're talking to him. He's got his head buried in the grass.
He's moved his legs, so he's
He got
wind
that-
knocked out of him or
Yeah.
something? Or maybe got hit in the throat is what one of the trainers was motioning. But anyway, it in that category it's been a good game.
Well, we'll see what Carroll can do offensively here. They have struggled in the third quarter again. They don't have a whole pile of yards in this game either. 160 total yards in the game right now. 90 of those through the air. So it's number 14, right?
Yeah, Anthony Sloan, and he's still a little wobbly. He took a shot. I think he's
Kind of walking on his tiptoes off there, so he's got some help. Some of his buddies are out there helping him.
Yeah, he's just seeing some stars. He's gonna be okay. So it is 14 seconds on the clock now. Carroll down a score. And so we finally got some points on the board here in the second half. First and 10 on the 30. They're going to try the run again.
Stretch play, get Walsh out there, and he'll turn it upfield.
Walsh has had a nice second half. Much better second half running the ball for Carroll. First half was pretty dismal, as it has been all season. But this third quarter has got to give some confidence to that offensive line and the running back core. And that's going to do it for the third quarter as the siren goes off. And so 21-14 our score. 1 quarter to play, 15 minutes for Carroll to get some more points and try and improve to 4-1 on the season. The Mountaineers trying to get their second win of the year. Fourth quarter coming up. The traditional, what is that, Neil Diamond, by the way?
Yeah.
It's the traditional Neil Diamond touching me, touching you song.
Yes, sir. And you were doing a great job. It's
Thank
too bad
you.
the mics were dead because, folks, you missed it.
So
This
when I
guy's
think
good.
of Neil Diamond, I think of, what about Bob, right?
Yeah.
See that movie, Bill Murray?
Yeah.
Yeah, remember that? That was a little obscure, but for those of you who remember that movie, I know you got a smile on your face.
There you go.
So there we go.
Both of you. Right?
Oh, wow. Come on.
Quarter 4, we're ready.
Says Neil.
Yeah.
Take the
Yikes.
handoff.
Oh, what a
And
hit.
Roach loses the ball. It's loose on the 15. And look at this. Just like that,
Unbelievable.
Eastern Oregon's up 2 scores.
What a play.
Roach got hammered and coughed it up. First turnover of the game for Carroll.
You won't see a better defensive play than that. Number 28 came.
JT Capers.
Yeah, he just, 26 JT Capers came through, made the tackle, knocked it loose, got up, ran
Wow.
up, grabbed the ball, and ran it into the end zone. And just like that, bang.
So
Unbelievable.
In the span of about 20 seconds, the Mountaineers have got 14 points on the board. Well, 13. And this crowd, which had been rocking a few minutes ago, is now pretty quiet.
Yeah, there's no more singing. It is fall break here at Carroll, so the students most of them are home.
Extra
Or
point is
somewhere
good.
else. Yeah.
So 28-14 with only 9 seconds gone on the clock in the fourth quarter. There was one score in the third. It was about 20 seconds to go. Then 9 seconds into the fourth quarter, we have another score. Now that's actually the first fumble loss this year for Carroll. That's their 5th of the season.
Thank you.
Fumble and the first loss.
Yeah, and it wasn't really lost. It ended up in the end zone, so
Yeah, they found
quickly
it.
he found it really. That was what surprised me, is how fast he got up off of Mac and got to the football, and there was nobody near him. He just ran it in the end zone.
Boy, Carroll, we just got the stats through 3 quarters. Their offense still has yet to get 200 yards.
No,
through
they're-
3 quarters, 170 yards.
Yep.
Wow.
And it's not like Eastern Oregon, Peter, is running away from them. They're at 244, but what a huge play by their defense there to open this up to a 2-score game with just under 15 minutes to play.
Yeah, there is plenty of time for sure to get back in this. But we're also talking about an injury-depleted Carroll offense that this year has struggled to get, 335 yards of total offense
Yep.
a game, which, 20 years ago that sounded nice, not these days.
No. Plenty of time left, and we'll get it started here with Troy Arnson.
Short kick, too, fielded at the 10. Gets a pretty good block and gets out to about the 30-yard line. So it'll be a nice field position start for the Carroll offense.
Tackle made by Justin Hughes for the Mountaineers.
So Roach on the day has struggled. Now he's got the 2 touchdown passes, but he's 8 of 20 for 90 yards, and now he has a fumble to go along with it.
He's had a few drops, but he's misfired on a few as well.
Zach Barlow's really been the story for the Mountaineers. 82 yards rushing, 2 TDs, and 12 of 19 through the air. He has thrown 2 picks, but he's had a nice game. Can this Carroll offense, Joe, get 2 scores in
Exactly.
this one quarter?
That's
right?
what I was thinking exactly, Peter. Do they have enough firepower to get 2 scores in the time they need it? They'll start with Ryan Walsh. He's got maybe 2 or 3 yards, but you keep doing that, and it's not going to work. Gary Poston again with a tackle.
Well, thanks to that strong third quarter, Walsh and Green are now averaging about 6 a carry. So the average is getting there. But I don't think you want to pound and ground here and try and get 2 long drives just to tie the game.
They just got to find something that's working, and they haven't yet.
I don't know if we've seen that formation in a while.
Yeah, they put the tight end back there in the backfield. They hand it off. Walsh runs straight ahead, but not much there, maybe a yard. Again, Poston getting up off the bottom of the pile. That kid is everywhere. He is quite the player. He's a senior out of Emmett, Idaho.
I want to say that kid's averaging double figures in tackles per game.
Is he?
Yeah.
I would
12
not
or 13 a game.
question that after watching him for 3 quarters here. He is an athlete.
So now you're looking at 3rd and 5. And it's 13:40 to go and counting. Well, after you beat some of the top-ranked teams in the nation, you do not want to lose to a team 1 and 4. But that is what is staring Carroll in the face. Roach, time to throw. Has a receiver. Midfield, first down.
Much needed completion that time for Roach. Over the middle.
To Artston. I thought it was him.
It's Troy. Goes into making the tackle, number 37.
Moves the chains with 3:19 to go. 1st and 10 from the 50.
Jared Jensen with that tackle for the Mountaineers. But yeah, Troy's made some big catches here in the second half for them. He's starting to get more confidence in him. Mac Roach is, and starting to look for him a little more. Comes some pressure.
Roach is going to keep it.
Nice job defensively.
Yeah, nice,
Number
nice
40.
ankle
Yeah.
tackle by Dalton Morgan there.
Yeah,
Otherwise, Roach has got some yardage.
You know, he didn't make the tackle, but boy, he slowed him down, and his buddies came and cleaned it up. So, nice job. Morgan from the defensive end. Comes Walsh back in the game. We haven't seen much of Connor Polson, the freshman tailback that they're pretty high on.
We give him about a yard on that play, so it's 2nd and 9. Clock continues to run, under 12 and a half left.
Trips to the left this time on a 2nd and long again. Boy, they've had a lot of that.
Nice throw. Catch is made, and good second effort by Walsh. He got him another 2 or 3 yards by putting that hand down.
Just kind of crawling, really keeping his knee off the ground.
It kind of went away from you viewers, but it was a nice extra effort. Now it's still going to be a 3rd down. And we have another Mountaineer player down. That might be Benson.
In front of the Carroll bench.
And it's not a knee or an ankle. It's again, he may have landed right on his stomach and got the wind knocked out of him.
For Carroll, they're not only staring at a 14-point deficit here with 12 minutes to play, but then next week it doesn't get much easier because they head out to Oregon to take on a very tough
on Southern, yeah.
Southern. So now this has kind of been Eastern Oregon season, though. They've been ahead late in games, only to see those games not turn out to be victories for them. Lost it late against Rocky, lost Southern Oregon late in the game.
Well, the Mountaineer player is still down. Roche with 2 straight completions. He's now 10 of 22 in the ball game, so he's at 100 yards. And that is Benson.
Yeah.
He's now up.
He'll be
Again, I
back.
just think he got the wind knocked out of him.
He's been in a lot of tackles today.
He nearly had a couple interceptions. So it's 3rd and 4, more importantly, for Carroll. Now do you think you're in 4-down territory?
We're getting to that point where they're going to have to.
It's pretty close, isn't it?
Yeah.
Ball on the 44-yard line.
You got Ryan Gregory to the right side. Usually when they bring him in, they're going to him. He's
Lot of
looking that
pressure.
way. There he is.
A lot of pressure. They get
Yep.
the pass off,
There it
and that is a beautiful throw and catch
Yep.
from a quarterback to a defensive back.
They brought him in 3 times that I can remember, and they've thrown it to him every single time, and he's going back out there again, but they don't use him as a decoy very often. Obviously, he plays defense, so
And that's not just, hey, let's get our athlete and throw it up and have him catch it. That's a timing route
yes, it is.
for a guy that hasn't run a lot of routes.
He's covered all kinds of routes, but
Yeah.
he's never run them. Yeah, he's facing the opposite direction now.
That's a big first down.
Yes, it is.
11:30 to go.
Stretch
Handoff,
play.
Walsh. You got a lazy yard.
Great play. Who was
Yeah, that John Payne.
Yeah, came up again, made another big tackle.
He's not a very big guy. 5'9", 175 is Payne. Out of Camas, Washington. So it is 2nd and 11. Just over 11 minutes to go now in the ballgame.
Crowd getting anxious.
A little antsy.
Yep.
Well, it's one way to make sure your signals aren't stolen is to have your quarterback keep running back and forth.
Yeah,
Right?
exactly. Yeah.
And that's what Roach does. He gets his miles in.
Or if you're the NFL, shut off the headsets. You could work that. Right? Just in Foxborough.
Roach going deep into the end zone. Just over the outstretched hands of Gregory.
I think it is Gregory on that route. Yeah, looks like him.
That was pretty good defense.
Yep.
Well, they took that shot on 2nd down. You'd like to see them take that on 1st down because now you're looking at 3rd and 11. Tanner Gustafson is checking in.
Gregory's coming out. He doesn't get off the field much. Ryan Gregory's going to be tired tonight.
Hey, let's get that defensive back out of the game and let's put in our backup quarterback and wide receiver. Good
There you
idea.
go. Who else can run? You can. Get out there.
Gee. 3rd and 11. 10:35 to go. Time to throw. Nobody
Plenty of
open.
time. Pressure coming.
Now he's
Nice
going to
job
run.
by Roach. Look at this.
Plenty of room, and he might have dove for just enough.
Well, close enough that they may give it a shot here, but we got a flag. It might be.
Flag on
Well,
our near side, your
you know.
far side, folks. And it's at about the 23.
It looks like they are looking. Well, I was going to say Gustafson thought it was against the Mountaineers. Yep, it's holding. Holding call against the Mountaineers. No, against Carroll, excuse me.
No, it's against
It is
the
Mountaineers,
Mountaineers,
right?
but they're going to walk it off.
From the previous line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Okay, there we go.
And is that an automatic 1st down? Yeah. Or no? Boy, the chain gang and the officials, we're all a little confused here.
So they declined it. It is 4th down, but Coach Van Diest is not sure that's what he wants to do. He's going out to talk to the referee here. He's shaking his head. That's not what I wanted.
Either way, you're almost getting the same result, aren't you?
If you take the penalty, it's still 3rd down.
It's 3rd down, right? Yeah, okay.
So they're going to take the penalty and replay 3rd down.
I was going to say, for a team that is receiving the penalty, it didn't do much.
No, wouldn't.
Now it does. So it's 3rd and 1.
Yep.
That's clear as mud. Clock's at 10:06. Plenty of time left.
Bunch formation, a power formation, 2 tight ends. 3 actually, with Dawson in the backfield.
He's got it. And
Green.
then some.
Yeah,
That's the Carroll of old.
that is right there. You know, line them up and run them over. And that's what they did. Enough beef up there to open up a big hole, and they got her done. And it's not like Eastern Oregon didn't know what was coming. They just couldn't stop them.
So they're going to spot it at the 18. Mass substitutions. Arndt is coming back in along with Gustafson.
Ryan Walsh is out there again.
9:26. Now you got to keep your eye on the clock. Play clock at 6.
It's Ritter in motion. Pressure coming.
Roach to the end zone and overthrows his target.
Yeah, looking for Troy, running a little post pattern down there.
And listen, I love the enthusiasm for the game, but when Benson kind of gives this kind of machismo, hey, you didn't catch it. The guy got beat. It was just a bad throw.
Exactly.
Right?
He didn't catch.
He's like,
the ball was not completed because of anything he did.
yeah, you don't trash talk when you screwed up.
No.
2nd and 10. That stopped the clock with 9:12 left.
Still plenty of time for the Saints, but they're going to stick the ball in the end zone here.
Play action. Roach is going to run
No
with
place
it
to
and
go.
go nowhere.
No.
That didn't look good from the get-go. So now you're looking at 3rd and long.
Jared Jensen, a linebacker, was there to stuff that.
And Roach is a little gimpy. I think he lost about 2 or 3 on that play. Call it 3, so it's 3rd and 13.
3rd and long. And they're backing themselves up to the point where a field goal would even be difficult. But like I said, I don't see him attempting a field goal here. This is 4-down territory.
I was going to ask you that.
Yeah.
Do you kick or do you
No.
go for 4th?
I think he's going to hope to pick it up here, but if you don't, you have to go for it.
Yeah, another touchdown, you're still down, so you need 2 full scores, so might as well go for it.
Yeah, great coverage, great coverage.
So Roach gets tackled at the 15, just simply nobody to throw to.
So he took what he could get, and now he's got a 4th down, but it's not 4th and 12. They're looking at 4th and about 8.
They're going to go for it.
Yeah.
I mean, there's plenty of time, though, Joe. It's 8:05. They have 3 timeouts left. I guess the thing is, if you kick the field goal, you're still down 2 scores.
You still need to score twice, exactly. Yes.
Under 8 to play. Pressure coming. He evades
Wide
it.
open.
And wide
Walsh.
open receiver. Touchdown, Carroll.
Ryan Walsh. Somehow Walsh slipped that defender, and he just ended up in the middle of the field wide open. And give Mac Roach credit because he kept that play alive, Peter. He did it with his feet. He should have been tackled in the backfield, and he slipped that defender, stepped up, bought himself a few extra seconds, enough to get Walsh free, delivered the ball in stride, and a huge play for Carroll.
3rd passing touchdown of the afternoon. Now on the season, has Walsh caught a touchdown pass? He has. So that's his 2nd on the year. Extra point, which at this point is a pretty big deal, is good.
Yep.
So it is a 28-21 ball game, 7:40 to go. The Carroll offense did their job. Now the defense has got to get another stop. We'll pause to give ourselves a rest and be right back. So 7:40 left, and it is 28-21. Carroll with their first score in the second half, so they will kick off from the 35-yard line.
So Mac
And
Roach,
you've got Billingsley and Connors back to receive.
excuse me, Peter. Mac Roach, 12 of 26, 135 yards, 3 touchdowns right now. So he hasn't thrown for a pile of yards, but 3 scores.
No picks. Well, Squibbers,
Yep.
and it's going to get picked up about the 25-yard line, and that big fella wanted nothing to do with getting tackled. He slid into second base.
Looking for a place to lay down.
Michael Arenas.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what Carroll's
Another
doing
win
is
among the kid.
we've talked about it. They decided early on they're going to kick it to number 9, Calvin Connors,
your buddy.
and they did that, and he just torched them, and they definitely don't want the other kid to get it, Billingsley. So now they're scooting it along the line and just around the grass and hoping one of the upper guys picks it up.
Time is 7:36 left. Eastern now would like to take their time and chew up some of this clock.
Yeah, exactly.
Connors has it. Getting chased and manages to get about a yard on the play.
Yeah, he
Nearly
gets-
lost a few.
Gets to the corner, quite a few Saints out there waiting for him. He stretched it out and ran out of acreage.
And you got back to about the line of scrimmage, so it's 2nd and 10, 7:14 and counting.
He's Dawson Osborne out there running them down. Osborne to Brucker, Durbin, they're all active linebackers.
Bardlow to throw. Somehow manages to avoid the rush, and he's going to make a nice gain out of this play.
Yeah.
And gets tackled about the 48-yard line near a first down. He could have lost about 10 on that play.
He could. Matt Wymore was put in a tough position there. He had coverage out here, and as he saw the quarterback for Eastern Oregon come his way, he couldn't leave his man because he was going to leave him wide open for a bigger gain. He had to wait until he crossed the line of scrimmage before he could come up and support the run. And by that time, Barlow had some yards.
That's a big play. 'Cause
Yes,
now
it is.
You got the first down. Clock continues to run. 6:25 to go. Instead of being in a 4th and long. That's a huge play. Barlow hands off. Billingsley, wide open hole. Straight ahead running, another first down. So Billingsley on the afternoon now is approaching 70 yards, averaging just over 4 a carry.
Close to, I think, 500 on the season coming into the game today. Yeah,
Boy, I thought his numbers would be better than that. He's pretty flashy when he gets the ball. Under 6 to play. 1st and 10 from the 39.
So Carroll's defense being tested again here, Peter. They've got to get a stop, give their offense a chance to get back on the field.
Bardlow is going to run again. Gets a block.
Great block.
And slides down at the 33-yard line.
Penalty
Takes a hit from
flags.
Tucker.
Quite a collision right here at the 35-yard line. 2
That's Gregory.
guys down. Gregory along with number 21.
That's Josh Richards, number 21. I don't think he's caught a pass all day.
No, big collision.
Might be a shoulder.
So some concern on the Saint sideline. Josh Richards came back and just laid a block on him. Okay.
So we had offsetting penalties. If you couldn't hear that, there was a hold on the offense and a face mask on the defense.
Billingsley, they have him 15 carries, 71 yards right now.
What about receiving? I think he's caught 7. He's got
I
7
believe
passes.
you are correct. Let's check that for sure. Yep, for 18 yards.
Well, that may have been another situation where the guy got his wind knocked out of it because they're not holding an appendage or anything. As
you know
Gregory
what?
walks off the field.
We said Wymore, and it's not. It's James Dowgan.
that
It's
who
not
it is?
good
Okay.
either way, but Dowgan is their defensive leader, so
Oh, I thought that was Gregory. Okay.
it is number 4.
So Dowgan is okay. He's going to have to sit out of play. And so it is a 1st down and 10 on the 39. Now, I thought we just had a 1st down and 10 on the 39.
We did, but we had offsetting
Off
penalties.
penalty, so we do it over again.
Yep, we're
Okay.
starting over.
Now you got to start looking at the clock a bit more if you're Carroll. It's 5 minutes and counting. You got 3 timeouts left. When do you start using them? A fake to Connor.
It was Billingsley.
Billingsley has it. And he is stopped for a short gain. And then they're going to reach at that ball.
Yep.
Bo Meyer trying to cause a fumble.
Trying to rip it out of there. He was in on that tackle, but the first kid there was 35. He's been starting to get in on more and more of them, and that's Buster De La Gomez. Doing a good job.
2nd and 8, 4.5 left. One more first down, and Carroll's going to have to start blowing some timeouts. So you got 2 big defensive plays coming up for Carroll.
4 men at the line of scrimmage for Carroll. They're going to rush 4.
Barlow's going to keep it.
Delay draw. He's going nowhere. They got him.
Loses his helmet, so I know in the NCAA you got to come off the field. Do they do that in the NAIA as
Well, I
well?
don't think in this case they will because Tucker pulled it off his head. So
He's
he
staying
grabbed
out
him.
there, or is he going off? No, he's heading off, so they're going to go back to that Wildcat. That's actually a huge break for Carroll. Because it's 2nd and 8, 4:05 to go. And now they've got to run the Wildcat, try and get 9 yards. 9 or a long 8.
TJ Cycalou going to take the snap.
Mountaineers trying to pull off the upset on the road. Big 3rd down.
We got a timeout. A little
I don't know if they
confusion.
got it in time. Play clock was at 0.
Yep.
They
The
just
official
did.
gave him the timeout.
Well, that's what happens when you've got your quarterback that just hasn't been out there much. Communication kind of breaks down.
Sure.
Now, I wonder, can they get Barlow back in the game now?
I think he has to be out for one
Still
play,
has
and they
to
haven't
sit out a
ran the
play?
play yet. So
Okay, so now let's think ahead here, Joe. Is this
Yep.
4-down territory for Eastern?
no. I'm not Tim Camp, but I would say no. You want to punt the football and pin Carroll deep in their own territory and make them drive the length of the field. If you don't get it here, again, you're setting them up on a short field.
Oh, what if it's 4th and 1? The ball's on the 30-yard line. What are you going to do? Punt to get what?
4th
10
and
yards?
1. Well, right now it'd be if they don't get anything here, it'd be 4th
Right,
and
but if
8,
it's like I'm saying, it's 4-down territory. Let's say they get 4 or 5 yards here, and you're going to
Tough
spot the
call.
ball at about the 35-yard line.
I would, because I think I would go ahead. You know, if I have 4th and under 5, and I got a kid like Jace Billingsley in my backfield, I think I'd run the football, because they've been very successful on
Yeah.
short yards running the football with him. They spread out a little bit. He just
And I guess you
good
look,
back.
to me, I've got to weigh the positives if I'm Eastern Oregon. Maybe I get to pin him inside the 20. If
Yeah.
not, it comes out to the 20, or they return it past where I'm at.
well. Eastern Oregon's coaches are right next door in the next booth. I wonder if they'll ask us. Probably not.
So I guess I meant that if I were Eastern Oregon, I'm looking at the negatives.
Yes.
What could happen if I did punt? It's almost like, just put Bartlow back there on 4th down and throw it up into the end zone. If it gets picked off, great. And throw it maybe towards the 5-yard line.
Our offense is back on the field.
And Barlow's back out there. So they did
Yeah.
they got him back out.
See, I didn't think he had to come off. I think that was by design. They wanted to mix Carroll up a little bit because the helmet was pulled off. I mean, Tucker grabbed it and pulled it out.
But regardless, there he is, 3rd and 8. 3:40 left in the ballgame. They give it to Billingsley.
Yep.
He's got some room
He does.
and knocked out of bounds before the first down. So here you go. It's 4th and short, Joe.
Yep. I'd say go for it. You got
It's right at the 30.
some pretty good weapons there. This is one of those plays where you want to win the game, get the first down. Let's go. This is our chance right here.
Offense is still out there. They're
Yep.
going to go for it.
We're going to land it.
4th and about a long 3. This is your ball game, folks.
And they're content to let that game clock just keep running.
Barlow to Billingsley, and he's not going to get there. And Carroll comes up with the stop they needed.
Wow, big play. I'm thinking that's Bo Meyer again by that body coming up off the bottom of that pile. Stepped in there and just plugged the hole.
Well, they knew it was coming. They guessed right.
Yep.
So now, no penalty flags. Let's see what this Mountaineer defense can do.
Check that
Here's the
out.
situation, 3:01 on the clock. Carroll's down a score, and they have 3 timeouts left.
Yeah, it wasn't Meyer. It was 94 Kyle Smith that plugged the hole initially. He had a lot of help from his buddies, but big play.
Roach to throw. Has time. Has a receiver. Catch is made at about the 35. And the clock is going to continue to run.
That looks like Troy Arnson with that catch. Yep, it's Troy. So Troy having a big game here. He's starting to get the ball more and more in his direction. 4 receptions for him today.
2:47. Second down and 6. Roach looking to his left.
Nice move.
Avoids the sack. And
my gosh.
and it's picked off.
Intercepted.
And it was tipped by number 47,
Yep.
Tucker Stanley, and JT Capers comes
Yep.
down with the interception.
Yeah.
And that was Stanley who made
Yep.
the play. I saw where Roach was headed with the ball.
Yep, just a great athletic play by Stanley to get high enough to tip that ball and let his teammate get underneath it, make the interception, and that'll quiet the crowd.
Well, this Mountaineer defense has kind of gotten a bit of a bad rap, but those 2 linebackers, Stanley and Poston,
They can play
they're
for
good.
anybody in the frontier. Oh, yeah.
They're good. Well, total defense for Eastern Oregon coming into today, they were second to last in the conference. Giving up 465 yards. Boy, not today. Carroll's just over 200. Boy, that's anemic. That is not good.
Jake Conan checks in.
Well, it's 2:35 left. Carroll still has their 3 timeouts. Believe it or not, folks, they've got a chance.
They need a turnover of their own here.
Did they reset the play clock? They did not. Well, they did, and the Mountaineers let it run out. So now they're going to get moved back 5 yards. So that is the first turnover of the ball game. Excuse me, the second turnover of the ball game for Carroll, and both by Roach. The fumble that led to the touchdown, which at this point would be the game winner.
Yes.
And then that pick. Turnovers have been the bugaboo this year for Carroll and Roach. So now you got to use your timeouts quickly. And that's Van Dies runs out there and gets his first. So 2:30.
Yep.
He's got 2 timeouts left. Now you're looking at second and about 20.
Great play that time by Bomeyer. Defensive lineman stepped up, made the stop on Billingsley, and he had his buddy Jake Conan there to help him out.
Well, if the Carroll defense can get 2 more stops, they're going to get the ball back.
Yes, they are.
It's just a matter of how much time.
Exciting football game. Back and forth, momentum shifting each direction. And right now the biggest play has been that
That fumble. Yeah.
Yep, that sack and fumble recovery and running it in for the touchdown. Play by Eastern Oregon's JT Capers.
Well, Carroll on the day, 219 yards of total offense.
That's it.
Wow. 272 for Eastern Oregon. Not pretty.
And this is coming off a bye week when they struggled offensively 2 weeks ago. Obviously, it's been a focus all year long. You can scheme all you want, but you got to have those athletes and those players in position. And right now, their athletes and players, the numbers of kids they have in those positions is so slim that their training room team's really good, but they're not playing today.
So second and 19. 2:30 to go in the ball game. Handoff. Billingsley has it.
Yeah.
Going nowhere. So now you got to call another timeout, or they got to let the clock run? No, he's going to call it.
You know, interesting enough, a similar type of an ending 4 weeks ago when Rocky was here. Peter, but what happened in that game was their last possession, Rocky threw the ball twice on second and third down, incomplete, and stopped the clock.
So now Carroll's got 1 timeout left. That stopped the clock at 2:21 remaining. It is 3rd and 18. Now you're presented with an interesting situation. If you are Eastern, do you throw the ball?
Yeah, do you risk a
Or
throw?
do you just go ahead and run and let the clock run?
Yep.
If they throw it and it's incomplete, then they got to go ahead and punt.
Yeah, this coach can't play riverboat gambler here. He's
Right.
going to roll the dice, right?
Because now he has to try and manage the clock as well. He's not going to go it on 4th down. We know that. So he either tries to get 18 or he tries to use up the clock. He has Billingsley in the backfield and 4 wide receivers.
Yeah, it's a passing formation, but they made. Yep, he's going to throw it.
He's going to run. And he got pretty darn close to that 1st down marker, but great effort by Jake Koenig, the senior. Runs him down from behind.
So Carroll has to take that last time out.
And that's it. Carroll's out of timeouts with 2:09 remaining. So are you ready for the 2-minute drill? So it's 4th and 6. Maybe he is a riverboat gambler, Joe.
Yeah. Would he do it? I just can't see him going for
Could
it
you
here.
imagine?
Midfield? No, can't.
Yeah, you're right. You're just past midfield. I think you punt it, even if it's a horrible punt.
Yeah.
Just do something, right?
Yep. With no timeouts, Carroll's going to have to throw the ball down the middle of the field. You know, they can't just dink and dunk all the way down. They don't have enough time. They don't have any timeouts. So, yeah.
Gregory is back to receive at about the 10-yard line. You can just see him, I think, in your picture. Maybe not. And Eastern's punting from their own 40. Carroll setting up for a return. Low punt, and it is going to bounce out of the end zone.
That was close.
Ooh, barely.
Only a couple yards of.
So there you go, 2:02. So no timeouts, but you've got 2 minutes and 2 seconds on the clock. And Mac Roach, remember, folks, he has struggled a bit today. But here's a guy that coming into this season, many talked about him like he was one of the best quarterbacks in the nation.
Yeah. Well, he had quite a few tools to work with last year. We mentioned that before. Anthony Clark, Dustin Rinker, who wasn't too bad of a tailback. So I mean, that was
Jared
all
Marinick.
there, and Jared Marinick, exactly. Yeah, it's difficult this year due to all the injuries to find out those kids that you can go to in situations like this where he wants to make a play.
So now it falls on the shoulders of the offense. Can they score to tie with 2 minutes to go? Quick throw to the sidelines. Catch is made. Clock is stopped.
So they pick up 6
Dominic
yards.
Cole? Or was that Dominic
Walsh.
Cole, the defender? Who was that? That's Walsh. Okay.
Walsh on the catch. Their playmakers are Ryan Walsh, and today it's been Ryan Gregory.
So 5-yard gain, 4 seconds off the clock. You'll take that.
Yep.
Speaking of riverboat gamblers, does Van Diest go for 2 if they score?
That's a good question. I would say he'd kick it and go into overtime, but
2nd and 5. Again, quick throw to the outside.
Gustafson.
Catch is made. Gustafson with a great catch. Again, stops the clock.
So they pick up 12 yards, 9 seconds. And I made the comment earlier, they don't have time to just do this all the way up the field. Well, maybe Coach Hallett's setting up something here different, setting up a bigger play.
Well, at this point, they do have time, right? They keep
yeah,
getting
they
5 yards every 4 seconds. Again,
There they
same
go
play.
again. Yeah.
So they're going to give it to him all day long, I guess. Yeah, that's Dawson, your tight end.
Number 51's going to go out. He injured his shoulder on that hit.
Oh,
See
he
him?
did, didn't he?
Looks like a tough shoulder injury. He's running off, and that
Yeah,
shoulder
he's
is
in pain.
hanging, and that's Michael Arenas.
Ow. Second and 4. 1:49 to go in the ball game. 3 straight completions and stops the clock. Make it 4 almost. Nope, in and out of the hands of Dawson.
Yeah.
And he was wide open.
Yep, he could have caught the ball and turned it upfield and then stepped out of bounds. So they're just working the sideline, the right side, all the way up. Roach is getting rid of it quickly, giving the defense for the Mountaineers little, if any, time to get to him. 3-man rush for the Mountaineers.
1:46 on the clock.
Cover with 8. Everybody's up. Coach this time looking down the field. Right to him.
Another interception for the Mountaineers, and that is Byron Benson.
Yep.
Benson and Capers have come up big here in the second half.
That was just a poorly thrown ball.
That was a bad throw.
Yeah, Roach just underthrew it, and he'll tell you that. And that'll
So
do it.
2 interceptions and a fumble here, all in the second half for Roach.
So it appears as though, barring a miracle play by the Carroll defense, we're going to see something that we don't see very often here, and that is Carroll losing at home, Peter.
I'm trying to remember the last time that happened.
It was a playoff game last year, but during the regular season, almost never.
1:36 on the clock, and Carroll, it still shows on the board 1 timeout, but I don't think that's right. I'm pretty sure they used all 3 of theirs.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they're going to take a knee. This is a victory formation for the other team here at Carroll. A rarity.
We got to give some credit and kudos, shout outs, whatever, to Tim Camp. I mean, he brought this team in here with 1 victory on the season, coming into play the number 5 ranked team in the country, a team that just blasted them last year, and he had them ready to play.
Yeah, 55-7 last year, wasn't it?
Just blew them away, and they came in here ready to play, and they're going to come out of here with a victory, and they were just they just took advantage of the opportunities that presented themselves, and they made some big. Their defense played big here in the second half. Came up with some big plays.
Their defense played very well.
Yep.
Flip side of the coin, though, Joe, Coach Van Diest, this is, I think, is this my 5th year calling games here at home in conference play?
Okay.
They've got some things to work out.
They do.
They really do.
Yep. They got some snags, and like I said earlier, Peter, this week they got to get ready for Southern Oregon.
Yeah.
And that's
And
no
they got a
easy task.
long road trip as hell ahead of them.
Yeah, it's not like they're playing Northern, who's off to a horrendous year.
Oh my goodness.
They're just getting blasted by everybody. But
What they lose last week, 82-9. Yeah, they lost at Southern,
I think
82-9.
I think they were down 50-0 in the first quarter or something. It was just
30-0 by the end of the national anthem.
Yeah, it's just. So got awfully quiet here at Nelson Stadium. And
Yeah, it did.
This might be the last snap there.
So the clock is running with 10 seconds to go. So that's going to do it. Carroll with the unfortunate loss, 28-21. Their second loss in league play. So they're 3-2 overall, 3-2 in the league. They've got Southern next week at Southern, and then they come home for another tough one at home against Montana Tech before they have MSU Northern. They kind of lick their wounds on that one, but they have 2 really tough teams coming up.
Yeah, this is a tough conference. I mean, other than Northern, you can get beat by any of these guys now.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just that's how it is in the Frontier Conference.
So the numbers really aren't all that pretty, so we're not going to go over them. Again, it's 3 turnovers the second half. That's kind of the story of your ball game. 28-21 is your final for Joe McMahon and the rest of our hardworking Carroll College crew.
There you go.
I'm Peter Young. Thanks again for joining us for this broadcast. Folks, get outside and enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. We'll see you next time.